My name is James Rowlands. In 2015, I teamed up with my friend Dan White to create the WNR podcast. Since then, we have been giving you everything that's happened on the WWE Network. Now, in 2018, not only are we live for the Big Four events and every NXT takeover, but we celebrate 20 years since the birth of the Attitude Era. Plus, every month we'll bring you 205 Live, collections, new content, W pay-per-views and latest news on the WWE Network. Until we have watched everything, we are with you, and we are the WNR. So yes, hello, I am James Rowlands, and as always, I'm joined by
Dan White.
And today it's the WNR159 Part 2. So we said we're going to watch one Raw, one Nitro and a pay-per-view, but let's start with the alternate intro. So alternate intro, enter at your own peril, past the bolted door where the impossible things may happen. That's the world's never seen before. In Dexter's laboratory lives the you've ever seen, but DD blows his experiments to smithereens. There is gloom and doom when things go boom in Dexter's lab. Let's begin, Dan. We've got a 5-point system.
We're not doing the intro.
Oh yeah, shit. So that was the alternate intro. So what about the intro?
In 1998, WWE and WCW were locked in a ratings war. Their shows went head-to-head on Mondays. The WNR podcast go right back 20 years. The WNR podcast go back 20 years right in the middle of the battle. We've followed the war since the inception of Nitro, but now with the start of the Attitude Era and WCW still at its peak, the WNR podcast follow it month to month. This is WWE versus WCW, the Monday Night Wars, May 1998.
So we've got a 5-point system.
We've got roster,
rating,
promo,
matches,
and setting.
Calculating what we thought of Nitro and Raw this month, and then give the overall score and see who wins for May. So we're going to start off with Nitro. We had WCW Slamboree, where shockingly Scott Hall turned on Kevin Nash. And we had the short episode, the only hour episode of Slamboree, but now we have got a full 3 hours. So it's WCW Monday Nitro, the 25th of May, 1998, episode 141.
Nitro has been off and on the past month. The hour programme last week was solid. On the downside for WCW, this tie at a 4.2 will lead to a 6-week drought until July the 6th as Raw will take over.
So we start off with Nitro, girls.
Tony welcomes us to Evansville, Indiana.
And we get fireworks.
And it's 3 hours.
Yeah, the place of the greatest action. It's Tony, Larry and Mike to talk us through.
Yes, and we've got a main event, Sting and Luger versus Sting.
Yeah, well, let me explain this to you. So, on Thunder, we have NWO Sting, you see. And a clip from Nitro last week, and Sting rejected the NWO. So last week on Nitro, Sting spat at the Giant, didn't he? And he got choked out by him, so rejecting the NWO. And then, of course, Nash came out to maybe help Sting or not. But it's all about NWO Hollywood, because we've got a clip from Thunder, which so basically Giant was talking about Sting and said, everything's fine. But then Luger came out and said, I've talked to Sting, and he's against you.
Luger wants Giant in a match, but he offers him a place on the NWO. Luger spits at him.
Spurs, go you Spurs.
Give me you Spurs.
Well, another clip of the main event from Thunder. I wish I just watched Thunder instead of the opening 20 minutes of Nitro. with Giant and the NWO Sting teaming up versus Luger. So this is not a real Sting, it's just a Sting lookalike, which we've done before here. But finally, opening title.
Yes, and Raven is in the ring with the Flock, and he's upset with Mortis and threatens him. Now Raven reminds Saturn how he drove him to school and cured his broken heart after being dumped. He screams, "What about me?" a few times. He fires a bunch of the Flock and wants Saturn back. Lodi is upset and gets the even flow, and Raven continues to beg for Saturn. Good crowd response for him.
Well, Glacier is turning heels. He talks about his hype and how good he was, pre-recorded comments. He is upset with Saturn for taking his kick. Yes, his kick. Perhaps he is not a heel, but edgy and lame. Holy shit, this was overly long and jump off a cliff inducing.
And we come up to match 1, and it is Fit Finlay, who is a TV title champion, versus Mike Enos for the title.
No, I think this is Enos. It's not been a while. Finlay takes him down and has a nice chin lock up and then is snapped over. Enos tries to fight back but keeps getting taken down. Enos is laid over the apron and elbowed a few times. Enos finally gets some offense in and gets 2. Now they exchange some headbutts and Fit grabs him and slams him, but is caught and tossed back in a fall-away slam. And Enos gets 2. Take over, go on. Enos goes for... Sorry, I said... Now they exchange some headbutts and Viv grabs him and slams him.
No, I've done that bit.
Enos goes for a power slam and Fit lands on his knee. Enos sells it and Fit takes out the knee and hits the tombstone for the win.
Nothing great, but nice to see him get a small push.
Match 2, Glacier versus Saturn.
Saturn takes him down first and taunts him. Then they shove each other until Saturn is kicked in the head. The fans boo Glacier and cheer Saturn when he returns a favour. Saturn puts him in a side headlock and turns it into a hammerlock. Glacier shoves him into the corner and kicks and hits him a few times. He poses for some boos and Saturn takes away in the corner. Glacier sends him into the corner but runs into a spin kick to the head. Glacier follows up with some boots and misses the foot to the face and is taken down. Raven comes down slowly as Saturn tosses Glacier. He flows up with a scoop slam and Saturn goes up top and leaps right into knees. Raven heads to the ring and gets belted by Hammer from behind. Hammer gets on the apron and Glacier kicks him in the head as a distraction to hit the Death Valley driver for the win. Raven gives Hammer an even flow.
Well, Saturn ignores as Raven keeps repeating his damn catchphrases and gives him the evil eyes once and leaves. Here comes the Giant with Sting. Giant has something to say to Nash and he gets booed. Giant asks for quiet and calls Nash a yellow belly and wants Nash solo and will take him right now.
The Giant calls himself the original Big Sexy and Nash is a man. And if Nash is a man and calls his little concussion BS and tells Nash to get on out here, he asks again.
Sting is not there. It is Bryan Adams.
Here comes Nash, solo, and he takes his time coming out. He asks if the Giant wants some of this, and the Giant does and tells him to bring it to the ring. Nash wants to take care of Hogan's 3 little fluff boys and gets in the ring.
So Nash is going in now, and he's Conan, Bryan Adams, and the Giant, and Bryan Adams going to get some of Nash.
Well, he gets taken out. Vincent gets a boot to the face, and he goes after the Big Show. But now all 3 men are back up and they're crowding round Nash.
And boos ringing out the arena.
But the NWO Wolfpack come out. Wow.
Well,
it's Luger and one of the members of Wolfpack come out.
Luger's out with a chair. Conan's there as well.
Perfect and Macho finally make their way to the ring.
I don't know where they've been.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do this line and then I'm going to go out.
Then I'm going to hit the tree. So Luger's out here, though. He's got a chair. The fans seem happy about it. Oh, Giant is angry, but Vincent and Adams taking him away. And now Conan takes his t-shirt off and Nash gives it to Luger. He drops the chair.
Will he put it on or will he throw it away? I'm going to rip it with my biceps.
Well, he spat at the NWA Black and White. What's he going to do for the Wolfpack? The crowd want him to do it.
Oh, and he puts it on.
Oh, my God.
It smells of...
It smells of Mexican.
It smells of churros.
My God, Luger puts the top on.
And he's part of the Wolfpack.
One of the WWE's most loyal people is now Wolfpack. But tonight he's got a team with Sting. Why does Sting having to keep team with people who are NWO?
Sting had looked good in red and black face paint, actually.
I don't know, Dad. Sting is the most loyal. I mean, Luger's a massive shock here. I'm surprised he joined the Wolfpack, but I don't know if Sting would ever do that. You know, I mean, moments like this kind of NWO thing with people joining, do you know what I mean? That's quite cool. But it's just the overexertion of that, and it's just making sure they've got an end point to it, which I don't think they did. Anyway, it's the second hour, and it's fireworks.
Yay! And it is match 3, and it is El Dandy versus Chris Jericho. And Jesus, Jericho is still facing off against jobbers. He assaults Dandy before the bell. Dandy kicks him and then slaps him in the face. Dandy connects with a spine buster but misses the leap off the top, and he's turned into the Lion Tamer, and it's over.
Yeah, it's basically a squash. He's dedicating this match for all of his fans. He calls JJ fat, moronic, and an imbecilic jerk. He comes out and Jericho backpedals and tells JJ he looks beautiful. He shows JJ a roster of the people in the Battle Royal, and there is no Dean. He reiterates...
Just say, has he got a Jericho list?
He has. He's got a list of Jericho, looks like, yeah. I just said that tough word and he was going to make me say it again. He reiterates that a few times and states that JJ, in his infinite wisdom, will see that. JJ goes over what he said at the pay-per-view and how Jericho is ready for the winner of the Battle Royal. Jericho states that he was misconstrued and was not ready for Malenko. JJ shrugs that off and leaves with Jericho, calling him a fat pompous idiot after him begging for his belt. So match 4 is Conan versus the Parker.
Conan low kicks him in the back of the head, only to be short clothesline then kicked in the skull. Conan falls to the floor and Parker leaps and nails him, but gets hit too. Back in the ring, the Parker leaps to his feet, then is bulldogged. He goes after the knee, and it's over.
Well, I did not feel this match. Canyon in pre-recorded comments, and he discusses the death of Mortis after getting the DDT in the ramp. He then reminds Raven of his revenge at the pay-per-view, and that he can get to him any time and anywhere.
Gene calls out Hot Rod. Gene does not think Macho and Piper can act as a cohesive unit, as the only thing they have in common is Hogan and Brett. Piper does his usual sense. He will never have a bad hair day when he is with Savage, and then makes fun of his voice. He makes Village People references about Savage being macho. Here comes Macho and Liz tries to hold him back. Piper wants to know what his malfunction is. Savage and Piper jaw at each other, and the latter does not understand where Savage is coming from, as he is mentally disabled. Savage reminds him of the pay-per-view, and the apology does not count. Piper states that he reversed the decision and brings up RuPaul for no reason, and they argue for a bit. Savage, though, is cool if they are partners. Piper babbles, and here comes a hitman. He calls Savage pathetic and tells Piper to come clean. This is too much for Brett, and tells Piper to tell the truth about the attack. This is too much for Brett, and tells Piper to tell the truth as the attack was planned from the beginning. The reversal was a plan too, and no one cared as they saw Brett won. Brett reminds Piper how close they are, and his mum says hi. Piper is claiming it's all lies as Savage derails and tosses in a chair, and Piper wants to fight. Piper is sitting in the chair and is willing to be his psychiatrist, and tells Brett that he is lying, and at the end of the pay-per-view, if Macho wants a piece, he can have a piece. Savage agrees.
So in match 5 is Kidman versus Juventud Guerrera. They lock up and both struggle for the upper hand as they push each other around in the ring. They break the hold and exchange slaps. Juve leaps at him and gets a spine buster for his troubles. Kidman chokes him out. Juve makes a comeback and they both go back and forth until Kidman is sent to the floor with a flying head scissors.
Juve suicide dives into him and both men are down. Juve chops him a few times, rolls him into the ring. He misses a kick and is face planted, and he gets a 2 count.
2.
Kidman chokes him out on the ropes, but Juve hits a sunset flip for 2. Right after that, Kidman crashes him with a huge drop kick. He puts him in a rear chin lock.
Juve chops him a few times until his head is taken off with a vicious clothesline. Kidman gets 2. After a guillotine leg drop, corner, but misses and is clotheslined by Juve, who falls and runs right into a power slam, and now Kidman collapses after the move. Kidman crawls over for 2. And Juve rolls him up for 2. Juve is sent for the ride, but kicks Kidman only to be inverted plex onto the apron, where he lands on his feet and he nails Kidman as he gets a near fall after a punch from the top. Kidman
bulldogs him with authority, and now he gets a near fall. He attempts a suplex, but is sent over, and then he grabs Juve, tosses him with an over-the-head suplex. Kidman takes too much time going up top, and Juve catches him with a drop kick. Juve driver. Juve's slow going up too, but he hits the 450, and it's over.
Yeah, this was a fun match, and the fans were really into it. And then we get
Nitro Girls!
And the recap of Rick and Scott. Can Rick trust Scott? Rick gives Scott a chance, but then gets beaten up by Scott after Rick trusts him.
So Rick don't trust Scott. Scott don't trust Rick. It's got nothing to do with me.
It's got nothing to do with me either. And now we see Eddie Guerrero and Chavo. And Chavo's acting a little bit differently than he has been. Eddie just saying to him, look, go to the back. You'll be all right. Seems Eddie's acting a little bit scared of Chavo.
Well, Chavo's willing to take his match, and Eddie acts to hit him, but backs down, and Chavo gives him a kiss on his cheek, and he has the fans chant for Eddie. Eddie acquiesces, and Chavo holds him as he leaves.
Let's see what's going on here then. So Chavo's grabbing him. Eddie's pushing Chavo. Eddie wants the match, but Chavo said he wants it. Well, like you said, Eddie leaves, and it's Chavo's match. He's going against Ultimo Dragon.
Yes, Chavo starts an Eddie chant. Not much of one, and Eddie wants him to start wrestling. Dragon is a tad baffled. They go back and forth off the ropes, and both miss moves, and a leg sweep takes down Chavo. Headstand kick time, and now Dragon walks on him, but leaps right into a drop kick. Chavo connects with some kicks, but is dropped with a dragon screw leg whip. He's working over the leg. Chavo is up, but taken down and tied up. Dragon stiffly kicks him a few times, and Chavo heads over to the floor to slow things down.
Well, he gets back in and is snapped over and then kicked in the back. Dragon connects with a handspring back elbow. He places him up on top, and Dragon is up too, but he's knocked down. Chavo goes for a suplex, but Eddie grabs his leg, and Dragon counters with a sleeper, and Chavo does it right back with a jawbreaker, and now chokes him out on the ropes, and yells at Eddie that he's cheating. He finishes Dragon off with a 1080.
Well, it's not bad, and it's nice to see Chavo get a win and the angle advancing.
Well, Chavo has snapped and wants Eddie to hit him, and then shoves Eddie around a bit.
Gene is there and talks about Eddie creating a monster. JJ Dillon comes down and has created a match for the pay-per-view, and it is Chavo versus Eddie. Eddie's worried as Chavo has lost it.
Yeah, so Eddie's been working on Chavo for these past couple of months, and now Chavo's kind of gone off on the deep end. But the next match is Dean Malenko, who, for the Cruiserweight Championship, of course, Dean Malenko beating Chris Jericho at Slamboree for the championship.
Well, Lane is showing off his abs, and he has put some sort of ab buffer. Dean takes him down and puts him in a face lock. Lane gets to his feet, and they go in circles for a bit. Dean pushes him into the corner and mauls the shit out of him with a stomp after stomp. Dean, though, runs in pillar to post, but is able to nearly beat him with a solid bulldog. He gets another two after a standing leg drop and goes to the chin lock. Dean is up and escapes, but is knocked down. However, he trips up Lenny and has the leg, but Lenny grabs the rope. Dean pops him in the chin, and they tussle momentarily. Dean is kicked, and Lenny goes up top and attempts a sunset flip, but Dean rolls through and finishes him with the cloverleaf.
Well, anticipating the Jericho match down the road, I mean, that should be really good. But Dean Malenko looking strong on his comeback.
Most definitely, yes. So match 8 is Goldberg versus Johnny Attitude.
And this is Johnny Attitude coming out here right now. And, I mean, he looks like someone, but I'm not sure who, though.
Ryback?
Yeah, it might be Ryback. Or someone like that. He's mocking Goldberg at this moment in time. But he is called Johnny Attitude. He's from New York City. So I wonder if this is a knock on the WF, who are known for being in the New York territory and being called Johnny Attitude. It can't be, surely.
Don't call me Shirley, but it does look very similar. It's like a modern, an early version of Gilbert.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, often imitated, never duplicated. And here comes Johnny Attitude, and he's ready. Maybe he can pull off a shock against Goldberg. And what's Goldberg's streak at the moment, Dan?
It is 89-0.
Wow. Well, this dude tries to look and act like Goldberg, but here comes the actual Goldberg. So what episode it's been? We're getting Goldberg here, and we've already seen Lex Luger join NWO Wolfpack, and we've still got that match in our main event tonight.
We have indeed. Yes, the music's hit, but there's no Goldberg yet. What's going on?
You don't think Johnny Attitudes has something to do with this, maybe backstage?
Possibly.
Oh.
Well, he shows.
Well, United States title around his waist. Goldberg making his way out. Heenan says he's a real deal.
And he's got even more fireworks.
And he's in the flames right now. It's about £100,000 worth. And he comes over. So the Goldberg entrance there is evolving as well, isn't it? You know, you see him come out with those fireworks. We'll see how he does against Johnny Attitude. Goldberg's been on a roll, obviously, as of late. Be an understatement.
Yeah,
I'm on a roll. I just realised what I said then about the Goldberg's undefeated streak.
Well, Johnny Attitude is a lot smaller than Goldberg.
Yeah.
And Goldberg's saying, you want to be me? Let's see what you got.
Yeah, well, to be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Well, he's trying to be the man.
Oh, Attitude went for a spear.
Goes for a spear. Goldberg just stands there, picks him up.
Oh, my God. Got me in the gorilla press. And some new Attitude. Ooh.
Throws him to the mat.
That's what Goldberg thinks of the Attitude Era.
Some big right hands to the jaw of Johnny A.
Well, can Attitude even get to his feet?
Well, he does. But Goldberg gives him a couple of knees to the midsection.
And Goldberg laying it in now with a forearm. Irish whip.
Oh, a thunderous spear. Spears him out of his boots.
Oh. You know, Goldberg picking him up and down. What happens next?
Well, James, he jacks him up.
He's going to the corner, coming back.
Hammers him down.
Oh, my God.
1, 2, 3. And we are at 90 and 0.
Oh, my God. And Attitude just got taught a lesson by one William Goldberg. Impressive. And who can stop Goldberg?
A cattle prod. Well, James, no one can stop Goldberg. Everyone fears Goldberg.
I fear Goldberg after watching that. I fear Goldberg. And I fear no man apart from Goldberg. My God.
Even Chuck Norris fears Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg.
Fun little squash match, wasn't it?
It really was. Very, very enjoyable. But up next, I'm sure it's not going to be a squash match. Because it is the first match of the best of 7 series between Benoit and Booker. Well, how did it happen? Let's just find out now. So, yeah, it's best of 7. The reason is, of course, Benoit and Booker hate each other, and there's been so much shenanigans when they try and get clean finish. Best of 7, before the Great American Bash, the winner will be decided, and the winner will face Finlay for the Television Championship. So, we got the last 2 matches of the night, but we're going to stop that quickly. Do something we've never ever done before. And let's jump over to Raw, episode 261, which is, well, exactly the same time. We're going to start the show.
Well, we get the opening titles and then they're followed by some fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks.
The show opens with some boos as Vince McMahon, Pat Paterson and Gerald Briscoe make their way to the ring, accompanied by 3 police officers.
McMahon says, what a glorious night last Monday night was. Last Monday night on Raw, not only did Gerald Briscoe and Pat Paterson come out of retirement for one more action-packed match, but indeed, they gave Stone Cold Steve Austin all he could handle. McMahon congratulates Paterson and Briscoe and shakes their hands. And it's fair to say Paterson, Briscoe, and an honourable mention Commissioner Slaughter, indeed, chained the rattlesnake last week. However, it was one individual, and only one individual. That person drained the venom from the rattlesnake's poisonous head. What do you think that was going on, Austin, when the fan jumped over the rail with the Austin t-shirt, the Austin hat, the Austin mask? What do you think? Someone was going to help you, Austin?
I helped you all right. It felt so good when I had that steel chair in my hands and it struck Austin squarely in the back. I assaulted Stone Cold Steve Austin and got away with it. It was indeed a very special night for me and my associates. However, it will pale in comparison to the glory and the honour that will be ours this Sunday on pay-per-view when WWF goes over the edge.
McMahon reminds everyone that Briscoe's a timekeeper, Paterson is a ring announcer, and McMahon himself is the guest ref for Austin's title match.
McMahon says it'll be the dawning of a new era in the World Wrestling Federation, but more importantly, the demise of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, thank you very much.
Well, the glass shatters and out walks Austin to the ring. So we got three policemen, and we got the Stooges with Vince, and Austin's out here, WF title, and he's smirking, Dan.
No, James, he hasn't got a cigarette in his gob. He's just got a smile on his face because I think Austin has something up his sleeve. I know he's wearing a T-shirt, therefore he has no sleeves. Well, he does.
He does actually have sleeves now, but Austin says, I hope you're proud of yourself because what you've done is prove without a shadow of a doubt you are the world's dumbest son of a bitch. Look at McMahon's face. This is McMahon. We're going to watch it the angle first and then talk about it.
He's got a Randy Orton T-shirt on.
McMahon can't believe it. His facials are fantastic.
The
crowd love it, McMahon. So angry. His face, I think they're the best things about it. It's his fucking look. I got an anger scream. I can't believe it. Crying. Oh, Paterson pushing policeman. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, get rid of Briscoe Paterson as well.
So that's McMahon's two stooges as well being arrested.
Oh, Austin's got the beer. Oh, no. He gives McMahon a beer bath. I'm talking about humiliation. Not only beer thrown over him, but then arrested. And look at McMahon. He can't believe it. Well, Austin outsmarted McMahon yet again. Look at McMahon. He's furious. Austin says, you're number one. And Austin said, I hope you're proud of yourself because what you've done is prove without a shadow of a doubt you are the world's dumbest son of a bitch. Officers, he just told the world he assaulted Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's exactly what you assaulted. I want you to do your job and arrest that piece of trash right now.
Well, McMahon says it's a figure of speech. The police officers realise Austin's got a solid case and starts putting the cuffs on McMahon. He tries to fight them off, but they just overpower him. He makes a lot of great faces as well.
Well, Briscoe Paterson just to push the cops away and to free McMahon, but don't. Austin tells the cop that seems like obstruction of justice, and the cops lock him up as well.
Austin is having a can of beer out of his pocket, kicks McMahon in the stomach and pours the beer on McMahon's head.
Well, Jim Ross says Stone Cold is doing what the federal government couldn't do, sending Vince McMahon to jail.
McMahon is furious as the cop walks him up the ramp. Never mind. Once McMahon reaches the ramp, he makes perhaps the saddest face ever. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And did you know the thing I like about it the most, and this is something that even nowadays is lacking, is the authority figures actually making themselves look like idiots. Do you know what I mean? Austin is outsmarting McMahon at every turn, and that's why the feud works. The feud doesn't work because McMahon is keep punishing, do you know what I mean, and belittling Stone Cold. If McMahon came out and made Austin look like an idiot and belittled him every time, the feud would have been different. And that's what we've seen with that Daniel Bryan thing or anybody else that they tried to do now. And that's why it worked perfectly.
Well, after a break, the announcers for tonight, Jim Ross and Michael Cole, tell us the whole world wants to know who LOD will get as their partner for the upcoming 6-man tag match. Yeah,
so we just seen the DOA come out here, and here come the LOD
2000
minus Sonny, and I wonder who's going to be their partner. I think whoever it is going to have a very bright future. So he can throw up then if he wants to, and here comes Puke. Oh no, I think he's going to be sick on one of the bikes. Oh no, this is too much. Hawk says Puke is from south side of Chicago.
It's the Chicago way.
And JR let us know his full name is Darren Josdorf, but his nickname is Puke.
He walks out and over to one of the motorcycles owned by some DOA guy, bends over it like he's going to vomit on it. So good to know he doesn't have a stupid gimmick.
Chains jumps out of the ring and attacks Puke before he can land a signature move. All 6 men fight in the ring for a bit. Animal and 8-Ball, according to Cole, start things off in the ring. DOA and LOD will fight at Over the Edge. Puke and Chains tag in, with Puke making an impressive debut by taking down Chains a few times and locking him in an arm hold. Puke tags in Hawk, who keeps the hold going. A Ball guy tags in, and we're lost.
DOA keep Hawk in the ring and take turns beating on him. After a while, he tags in Puke, and all 6 men fight in the ring. It clears out, leaving Puke and Chains. Puke hits a flying reverse elbow to Chains' heart. The rookie hits a flying clothesline on Chains.
Yeah, so here we go. And he's got Chains down, a bit of serious stance. I hate anybody that hits that move ever. I hope you get to say, but no. He hits the flying clothesline, does our Droz. Puke now's got him up. What's he going to do with him?
Sit out powerbomb.
1, 2, 3. Droz gets the win. Well, next match is Owen Hart versus Dan the Mustache Severin.
Look, like 9 seconds into this one, Severin locks Hart in a submission hold, trying to hyperextend Hart's elbow, according to Cole.
Well, Severin is dominating this one early, landing a cradle cover on Hart, who breaks out by punching Severin in the head a few times. The two roll out the ring with Hart continuing to punch Severin in the head on the mat outside the ring. They return to the ring and quickly Severin turns things around by beating on Hart in the corner. The ref breaks Severin to back out the corner, and Severin doesn't like that. He argues with the ref, giving Owen time and a set of diverted ref eyes so he can kick Severin right in the balls. Owen's strategy seems to be punching Severin in the head a lot.
Severin rolls over and slaps Owen in the head a few times. He locks Owen in that arm submission hold again. And just as it looks like Owen is going to tap, the Nation of Domination runs out and attacks, disqualifying Owen. Severin fights back, dropping D'Lo Brown and Carmen Mustafa, but soon enough.
Well, then, the Nation puts Severin's ankle into a chair, and Owen climbs to the top ropes, determined to break Severin's ankle and sideline him like the Nation did to Ken Shamrock. 4 referees run out and stop Owen from jumping by forcing him off the ropes. 1 ref removes the chair, throws it out the ring. The refs settle things down. Backstage, this. And it's Vince McMahon in a police car.
You'll never get away with this. A bitch.
See how angry McMahon is in the back. He's furious. The Jackal makes his return to Raw this week with some buddies from the Howard Stern show. Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf and Crackhead Bob.
JR says he's only familiar with them from hearing them on the Howard Stern show occasionally, but he's not sure why they're here and with the Jackal. Jackal says they've put up with enough.
Well, Jackal says, these 2 human oddities I have rented from the Howard Stern radio show.
Nice to see that Jackal is treating them with respect.
Jackal says that Hank was recently mockingly voted most beautiful person in the world in an online poll from People magazine. He asked Hank how the vote made him feel.
Well, it bleeping made me feel great, but bleep people using my name on the online now, and it screwed up 2 of my bleeping best friends' lives.
Jackal cuts him off. Also, those bleeps are the word fuck, just in case you were wondering. Jackal said he doesn't want to ignore his friend Bob, who people have called Crackhead Bob because his life is ruined because of his addiction to crack. Jackal is here to make sure Crackhead Bob knows these people are just fueling his addiction. Bob is also wearing this t-shirt. But first off, let's hear what the Angry Dwarf says. We know what he says. So Jackal asks Bob to say that he's mad as hell and he's not going to take it anymore. And Bob says,
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Jackal says that he's going to bring out a parade of human oddities right now. The first up is the prom queen of WWF, Prince Luna.
Next up is a man whose physical deformity has made him a social outcast, Golga. Tonight, Jackal says Golga is going to speak to the crowd in the only language they understand, violence.
The last member of the parade is the largest man walking the planet, according to Jackal. We don't get this guy's name.
The headbangers come to the ring as Thrasher is set for singles action against someone. But who in this, the weirdest, most loving fan... but who in this, the weirdest, most loving family in professional wrestling?
I guess they're a bunch of oddities, I would say. But first, however, Mosh wants to taunt Hawk. Not Hawk, Hank.
Well, it is Thrasher with Mosh versus Golga, the Jackal, Luna, the largest man in the world, Crackhead Bob, and Hank, the angry drunken dwarf.
Shall we watch this? Oh my god, Hank might lay the smackdown in a minute on Mosh. Not sure large man is. I know who Golga is, who's just started attacking Thrasher.
Then he turn into Gunga.
Golga is John Tenter, aka Earthquake. So he's come back and been put in this costume. Who would have thought that would be an earthquake, eh?
That's why he's wearing a mask, because he fucked up as a Shockmaster.
No, Shockmaster was
Shockmaster's Tugboat, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Avalanche, was it? Fuck knows.
Earthquake, Typhoon.
Typhoon, yeah, that's it. And Thrasher with a dropkick on Golga. And the Jackal Jonah commentary with Crackhead Bob. Is that a great idea?
Definitely fucking not.
So the last time we saw Jackal was with the Truth Commission, and now he's got the oddities. Michael Cole can't really keep a straight face at the moment. Golga just sitting on him, and I mean that guy in the ringside is so tall. His head nearly reaches the top rope. Or Thrasher managing to kick out.
Doesn't he start wearing an Eric Cartman t-shirt?
Yeah.
He appeared in the Rumble as well, didn't he?
Yeah, for 99 Rumble.
Sunset flip attempt by Thrasher. Sunset flip attempt by Thrasher, but he just gets sat on by Golga.
Well, he's not wearing. We see the big man staring on this distance.
Aye, big man.
So, the thing is about the Attitude Era is that it weren't all fucking roses. Do you know what I mean? We did have some oddities going around. Some stuff to work out.
On WCW, we've got masked luchadors. And on WWF, we've got Golga.
I think, Nitro's winning the night at the moment. Yeah, we saw the Austin McMahon thing, but we also saw Luger joining the Wolfpack, didn't we? So that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And we know we've got a good match coming up with Benoit versus Booker T. So, what can Raw actually do to keep our interest at this moment in time? I'll be switching over to Nitro right now, but like what's on? Oh, Golga's got Thrasher.
Oh, a running power slam. 3 for the victory.
And these oddities. And the Mosh comes in to try and attack Golga.
Big mistake as the largest man in the world comes in the ring.
Oh my God.
He's got some fucking hands on him.
He has. He just said butted the referee.
Wow.
Break. Tennessee Lee introduces Jeff Jarrett. That's right. It's J-E-F-F-J-A-R. Oh, fuck me. J-A-R-R-E-T-T. And ain't he great?
Well, he's out to fight Vader, and as soon as Vader gets in the ring, JR starts yelling that something's going on in the locker room. The show goes to a commercial.
Well, after the break, JR says there's some sort of altercation going on between Stone Cold and McMahon. JR says, rumour has it that McMahon and his buddies will be released if they agree to some rules set by Stone Cold. We find out what's going on after this match, JR says. Meanwhile, Vader is dominating this one. 2 times Vader was covered. Jarrett, for what would have been 3 counts, but both times Lee distracted the ref. Vader also hit a big powerbomb.
After another Tennessee Lee distraction, Vader stares him down on Jarrett. Jarrett chops block Vader from behind and goes right to work on Vader's right leg. Vader turns things around and splashes Jarrett from the second rope.
Well, instead of covering, Vader taunts a bit. Kane runs down a ramp and attacks Vader in the ring, disqualifying Jarrett. Paul Bearer waddles after his son.
Kane is really taking it to Vader, landing some huge clotheslines on the Mastodon. Kane scoop slams Vader and clotheslines him over the top rope. Outside of the ring, Kane throws Vader into steel steps. A bunch of refs run out, and it's Bearer who calms Kane down and walks him up the ramp. As they pass the camera, Bearer turns to the camera and says, "That's all we need."
Well, backstage, the cops are helping McMahon out of the cop car, and Briscoe and Paterson are already out of it. But McMahon is not happy here. And look at the eyes of McMahon, look at the eyes of the rattlesnake. Now, that look there, fucking hell. Well, Austin is there to do it. McMahon says he is, and he says, "I apologise to the former WF champion."
Austin says that's not good enough and tells the cops to take McMahon to jail. McMahon does this.
Well, he backpedals and says, "Let me try again." This time he says he apologises, and Stone Cold tells the cops to let him go. Austin always pats McMahon's hair and says he's a good kid. What's that to cuff McMahon? Well, McMahon turns pure evil, apparently, as we've just seen with that look. Just then, let me just try and get another...
Evil.
The first hour of Raw ends.
That needs to be one of the pictures of the episode.
Yeah, I think so. Picture's worth 1,000 words there with Vince McMahon. So that's the end of the first hour. Then we get the Warzone titles.
Jerry the King Lawler replaces Cole on the broadcast team.
And McMahon, Paterson and Briscoe walk out after out to an overwhelming sea of booze. McMahon is completely dishevelled and looks like he has no will to live anymore.
Well, McMahon says, "Well, I hope you had some fun here tonight, Austin. I hope you're real proud of yourself for what you've accomplished. How dare you have me arrested in public like a common criminal and pour beer down the back of my neck, and then place conditions on my release. A condition of apology, which I did not mean. A condition that someone should volunteer to stand guard while I officiate the pay-per-view while I officiate the match at the pay-per-view this Sunday, to ensure I call the match fair and square. I accept that condition too. And I'll tell you why, because other than Godzilla recently being released, there isn't one WWE superstar on the roster that can intimidate me. Not one. There isn't one WWF superstar that will stop me from what I'm going to do this Sunday. Not one. So Austin, I hope you had your fun. Fun is going to come to an end. Not just this Sunday, but right here tonight. Because Stone Cold Steve Austin, I am ordering you to compete one-on-one here tonight in this very ring with The Undertaker.
Oh my God. So tonight's main event.
With The Undertaker!
Oh my, so huge news. The main event of Raw, 6 days before Over the Edge. We're going to see Undertaker versus Austin in the main event here tonight. Mike, I wonder what else Raw will have in store. McMahon now, with a smile on his face, he thinks that's payback.
No,
for
James
Stone
hasn't got a
Cold.
smile on his face. He is smirking.
Well, after a break, it's time for scenes from another DX secret mission. This one is from a clandestine airport somewhere in North America. According to a graphic put on the screen, Hunter Hearst Helmsley tells the rest of DX that this mission is the most dangerous yet, and only one person can do it. Apparently it involves flying a plane, and Road Dogg thinks he's going to get to do the mission because he's a veteran and he wears goggles. Triple H says he's doing the mission, but he doesn't know if he'll make it, and get to see the rest of DX again, and they all hug. The show cuts back to the arena, and JR says Helmsley is scheduled to take on The Rock later tonight. So presumably he doesn't die. Spoiler alert. So we're going to get The Rock versus Triple H and The Undertaker versus Stone Cold tonight.
A man in a cowboy hat with a bandana jumps the railings, grabs King and demands to know where he is. The man turns out to be Al Snow, and the he is Vince McMahon, who Al is trying to get a meeting with to earn a spot in a WWF or something. Anyway, it looks like Al, or more correctly, Al's mannequin head has a fan already.
Well, some security guards pull Snow away from King, but more importantly, does that fan side read download this baby? And if so, what does that mean, 1998? Next match is WWF Light Heavyweight Champion Taka Michinoku versus Dick Togo. Oh, for fuck's sake. Versus Dick Togo with Yamaguchi-san, but it's not for the title.
To go? Dick. Well, Dick.
Penis. Cookie ball fuck.
Well, penis to go. Well, Dick to go.
Not Dick Togo, it's Dick Togo.
Well, Dick Togo. Well, Togo is a member of Kai and Tai, the group that recently arrived in the WWF and immediately started attacking Taka. Attacking Taka. It figures Taka would be looking forward to getting in the ring with just one member of Kai and Tai, and he jumps out to an early advantage on Togo. Taka climbs to the top rope and goes for a high-flying move, but Togo jumps and hits him with a drop kick before Taka can land.
Taka rolls out the ring, climbs to the ring apron, and Togo rams into Taka, sending him...
And Dick rams into Taka.
Dick rams into Taka, sending him shine off the apron onto the crowd barrier. Togo climbs the ring apron and flips off onto Taka.
Dick climbs onto the ring apron and flips off. Yamaguchi-san distracts the ref. Dick low blows Taka.
Low blows Dick.
Yamaguchi-san distracts the ref. Togo low blows Taka and follows that up with a martial arts kick to the head. Togo covers, but Taka kicks out. Togo is in complete control, landing a moonsault off the middle rope. Again he covers, and again Taka kicks out. Togo whips Taka against the ropes, tosses him up in the air, and Taka counters with a Hurricane Rana into a cover to steal the victory.
Well, Yamaguchi-san gets in the ring behind Taka, but he turns around and grabs Yamaguchi-san by the necktie and gives him a look that says, whatever the Japanese equivalent is for, why I oughta cream ya.
Before he can, the rest of Kai and Tai run out and attack Taka. Attack Taka. Attack Taka. Taka Undertaker.
Undertaker versus Taka in a Taka Jack in a lumberjacker match.
Before he can, the rest of Kai and Tai run out and attack Taka. JR says Bradshaw, who has teamed up with Taka in recent weeks to take on Kai and Tai, is not in the arena tonight. Kai and Tai beat on Taka for a bit and leave through the crowd.
Well, back at the airport, DX is starting to get nervous that Helmsley hasn't returned from his mission. Badass Billy Gunn says something, and X-Pac calls him Rockabilly, and then everyone laughs. What character Rockabilly was? Remember how fans were subject to that bullshit for months? What idiots we are.
Well, Mark Mero and Sable make their way to the ring, and Mero is holding a piece of paper.
And yes, their contract, which says Sable is Mero's piece of property, or whatever their agreement is, they wouldn't still be together if Mero didn't legally own her. Last week, Sable ended up costing Mero the match, and Sable didn't seem to care all too much about it. Sable very roughly rips off Mero's jacket.
Well, Mark Mero with Sable versus Farouk. Mero hides behind Sable and Farouk turns around because he can't hit Sable. Mero tosses Sable aside and attacks Farouk to start this one up. His advantage doesn't last long as Farouk power slams Mero and tosses him out of the ring. Mero hides behind Sable again, this time out of the ring, and reaches around her to punch Farouk. They get back in the ring and Mero keeps it going with a knee to Farouk's face and a DDT. Gets on the apron to yell something at Mero, so he turns to yell at her.
Well, Mero turns around and walks into a vicious clothesline.
Farouk covers for the win and leaves the ring immediately. Sable points at Farouk, shrugs and mouths he's good to Mero. Mero gets on the mic and says since Sable likes to play games, he'll give her one.
She has to find a superstar in the WWF who can beat Mero without her help. And if that superstar wins cleanly, he'll rip up that contract. If Mero wins, however, Sable must leave the WWF. Sable agrees to the match and says she'll see Mero on Sunday.
It's time for another DX update, and this time it cuts. This time it's clips of a plane flying, cut with clips of a guy in a helmet flying inside the plane with Triple H's voiceover saying he's in the cockpit with his hand on his joystick. He's flying over WCW to leave this message.
Right, so this is what he's talking about. So, you know, history is... The past gets rewritten by the winner of certain things, and of course with WWE, you know, they tell us a story now. WCW was focused on about putting WWF out of business and focused on them, but we can see from the kind of video clips that don't get talked about. You know, we knew about the invasion of DX did to WCW, but we don't know about the bad ones. Do you know what I mean? Like we just saw there with the kind of fake. Do you think that was any good or not?
No, that was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, so
and it looked fake as fuck.
Exactly, and the fake thing that Triple H versus that Rock later tonight and Raw with a Nitro site. It's like WWE is focused on it. So, you know, people have a go at WWE, but they should watch the product and see what WWF have to offer. But one thing I want to point out now, we're going to do a comparison before we watch either of them, right? First time we're ever going to do this. So, we got about 20 minutes, maybe half hour left on Monday Night Raw. The next two matches, right? Rock versus Triple H, and then it's The Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. So we're going to make a choice, whether it's that, or if you go over to Nitro and watch it, then the last two matches we got there is Benoit versus Booker T, and then of course the main event is
NWO Hollywood versus Sting. NWO Hollywood, which is the Giant and NWO Sting versus the Sting and Lex Luger.
So out of those two, what would pique your interest more?
What would pique my interest?
Yeah, I mean, we've still got about the same time for both. I mean, what would you say? If you had to choose between the two.
I don't know. 'Cause I know the main event would be Austin versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
But it is quite a toss-up. Because whereas, you know, it's a best of 7 for Booker T... it is the best of 7 Benoit, so you're going to get 6 other matches.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be Raw.
That's fair enough. So we'll watch on the Raw and then we'll come back to Nitro and see how it is. Well, what's the Rock think about Viagra? So you can't comment on Viagra. I mean, what do you know about Viagra, Dan?
Never used it.
No.
Never needed it.
Yeah, I used it once. Just swallowed it and it got caught. I had stiff neck for hours. It was awful.
Well, I did eye drops to make me look hard.
That's good. So this is the Rock saying he wants a piece of the Triple H's candy ass. Rock's so cool on the microphone as well. He's really grown into as a performer, hasn't he? You know, you see his evolution here now.
Titties on that little girl.
And the DX.
Delete that last bit because it was nastiness.
And Triple H coming out here now, led of course, leading the DX charge and the revolution. It's going to be leader versus ruler tonight. We've seen the Rock and Triple H before, but not many times Rock getting booed, Triple H getting cheered like this. I mean, Triple H has been a heel throughout his basically entire run. Now it's the first time he's getting cheers.
So who would you rather have in your corner, Mark Henry or the ninth wonder of the world, China?
You've got the world's strongest man, and you've also got Mark Henry there, Dan, so it's a difficult choice, you see. But I think I'll have to go for China. But here comes Triple H. And he's ready for action here.
Would you rather have one night in China or one night in Mark?
Look, one's a Hall
TARDIS.
of Pain inductee, right? And the other one is Mark Henry. So it's going to be very different. And of course, we're walking. We're working towards our pay-per-view Over the Edge that we're going to watch on this very podcast. And like we say, Austin versus Dude Love. No disqualification. But right now it's champion versus champion, European champion, Intercontinental champion. Leader versus ruler. Triple H versus The Rock. This is the past future.
Triple H looks a bit like Shawn Michaels at the moment.
A bit weird, isn't it? Growing out his beard a little bit, look cocky, got the hair.
If he didn't have such a high definition television, I swear he was going against Shawn Michaels.
And The Rock's going to start things off, and The Rock's in great shape as well. You can't say these two guys aren't in great shape. You should probably say Rock's probably looking a little bit better. I mean, Triple H, he would be huge in a couple of years' time, you know, as in muscle mass. I'm not saying that he did. I cannot confirm or deny, Dan, as you say, that he has or has not taken performance-enhancing substances, but it would look.
China definitely has.
China did, yeah. One of the things I love about this, though, and something that WWE should still do to this day, is kind of have these connections throughout their kind of run in WWE. Because like The Rock and Triple H, when The Rock first debuted, Triple H was involved in a Survivor Series matchup. Then the Intercontinental Champion, when Rocky Maivia was a rookie. Now with the Nation, it's the Intercontinental title on the line. It's kind of that.
No, it's not. No title.
There's no title, but like I say, it's the kind of that mid-card championship.
Well, it's Intercontinental champion versus European champion.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the kind of lower mid-card, top mid-card. Then the following year, 99, it would be arguing about who could be number one contender to it. Then the following year, they're fighting over actually the WWF Championship. So do you know what I mean? That's the kind of thing I think it's brilliant that these two men definitely had.
Then in successive years, they win the Royal Rumbles.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, there's so much.
2000 and 2002, isn't it?
Yeah, connecting these two. And Triple H tells The Rock to suck it, when The Rock was taunting earlier as well.
But this is the thing, you get people giving monster pushes. I mean, how long have these guys been around? 2-3 years?
Yeah.
And, neither of them have even got an opportunity at the Heavyweight Championship. Neither of them have main evented a WrestleMania yet.
Exactly.
I know they go on to main event plenty of WrestleManias in the future, but building them up slow, unlike Roman Reigns, who's been pushed right under right in front of us, and he's hated. But these two guys, we know The Rock's hated. We know Triple H was hated before. He's starting to get over. And after a little while, they're over.
Yeah, but the thing is also to have enough space on the card so that they can blossom. And like with WWE's problems, having too many of the same guys, the same spot over and over again, and then not letting the undercard talent coming through. It's like, but you would argue Booker T and Benoit are the same level, if not more, maybe a bit more personality with Triple H and The Rock. But if you consider those two people, do you know what I mean? You'd be like, right, in 2 years' time, these guys should be involved in the kind of main event scene. And what happened was, Rock and Triple H were, and Benoit and Booker T eventually came over to WWE anyway, So this is kind of where WWE went wrong and what they're doing wrong now. This is kind of a perfect example of what was right here,
Well, in 3 years' time, Booker T would become a 5-time WCW champion.
He would become, yeah. That's true in WCW, but like I said, WCW in 2000 compared to what WWE was were completely different animals to what we got right now,
Oh, most definitely.
The decline of WWE saying it's going to be with the rise of the Attitude Era. Like I say, we're just getting started here with it. And how many times has The Rock and Triple H faced each other as well, and it's still kind of fresh and exciting. When you do see it, it means that the feud and the story actually means something.
But again, they're facing off at similar points in their careers, but on their elevation path, as you said before. We've seen them when they was rookies. You've seen them briefly before, and now you're seeing them, in their subsequent stables, and they're going against. They're the leader of DX, they're the leader of the Nation, and it's kind of coming together in a fruition.
Yeah, exactly. If anybody's planned it, it is perfect the way it worked. China was distracted referee, which allowed The Rock to hit Triple H with the IC title, which Mark Henry threw in to.
But China pulls The Rock off and then drags him off of Triple H.
And Mark Henry saying, "Come on now, As we go to another break, we're back.
But you see, The Rock's got the upper hand on Triple H, but DX aren't coming out to ruin the match.
No. And even the Nation aren't, do you know what I mean? Yeah, you got Mark Henry there, but it's just one manager as opposed to too many things going on at the time. Rock now with a people's elbow, going for the cover. Oh.
And Triple H just managing to kick out.
Well, JR just said there's going to be no more commercials for the rest of the night. So it means you've got to stick with Raw. And Triple H now working out the corner on the Rock. And a nice knee by Triple H. The clothesline, they did work well together as well. You know, like you said, they're probably not the... say the Rock's not the greatest wrestler, but the kind of chemistry that they had. And now Triple H telling Mark Henry to suck it.
Drawing Mark Henry up onto the apron. And then China hits The Rock with the European belt. So each man has been hit with a title belt while their own man has distracted the referee.
And now Triple H realising it, going for the cover.
Well, The Rock managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2.
One thing I'm not too sure about, though, is all these kids in the crowd sticking up their middle fingers.
Yeah, I know. This is the thing. Well, look at the way women are treated and the kind of language being used as well. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm no fucking prude when it comes to swearing and stuff, but you wouldn't do it in front of children, you know, so kind of what are they looking for here? It's not a family-friendly show now, is it? So you get all the kids going. So like you said, that group of children that were around the announcers last week, we've seen all sorts of stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
We saw Valvina, a porn star debut, basically. That's what we saw last week.
But, you know, someone saying it's okay to marry a woman as long as you've got a signed contract.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Triple H working over the Rock in the corner. It's the first time he's been on top for a little while. All thanks to that title shot.
Well, yeah, China's normally on top. Mark Henry trying to encourage The Rock to get into it.
Triple H Irish rips The Rock.
Orban with a swing and neck breaker to Triple H, and both men are down. Rock rolls into a cover. Oh, but Triple H managing to kick out.
And another weird thing about it, though, you know, we talk about WWE at this time using young talent, but if you look at those 4 that they're promoting here tonight, so we've got Rock and Triple H, The Undertaker and Austin. Those 4, not only like legends now remembered, but they kind of cemented what the Attitude Era was. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of 4.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Chucking maybe Mankind, you know, all Triple H going over the top.
Oh, landing on the outside, getting eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Oh, now Mark Henry putting the boots, and Chyna's not going to be happy.
She picks herself up an equaliser.
And she's not going after Mark Henry, though, is she?
Oh, she is. She's just going around the back of him. She can't get past him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, and that crack sounded like a gun going off.
And Mark Henry... I think hurt by that, and Chyna saying, come on.
Do you want a piece of me? Come take me in the back and fuck me up the bum.
Oh,
then Triple H running from behind, shoving Mark Henry into the ring post.
And the Rock out there with the right hands, Triple H sends him into barricade. This has actually been a really good match between these two.
It has, yeah. And again, interference is good if it's used right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, Triple H sends Rock into the steel ring post.
Both of these guys have been counted out. Double DQ.
Yeah, double count out. So they leave it open there. But that's a better way, I suppose, then.
That is, yeah.
Lots of people coming out, interfering. We were going to get a winner if it goes longer. And Triple H,
yeah, he set up a chair in the ring saying, look, you want some? Come get some. And The Rock saying, no, I'm going to live to fight another day. Fuck Mark Henry, you can stay there.
Yes, suck it. And The Rock's got to see Rock faces Farouk this Sunday over the edge.
And talking of Farouk, he comes from behind and attacks The Rock as he was making his way out the arena.
It's not been a good night. Oh, no, Farouk, stop it. No! Oh!
Seated pile driver on The Rock on the steel entranceway. And Triple H is loving it. And The Rock bounced off of that. That was brilliant.
Well, that was pure steel there. There might be serious trouble. Triple H celebrating. So that's how you do that right then, I suppose.
Most definitely, yeah.
Keep us wanting more with Triple H and The Rock. Still bringing Farouk into it. Obviously, it's a story to be told. It's no Farouk's not going to be a long-term thing, is it? But it's good to
it's just a way of getting The Rock over.
Yeah. And Farouk's still looking dangerous.
Most definitely.
Talk about dangerous. Talk about toughest. The world's toughest SOB, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Backstage. Penny for your fault, Steve.
I'll give you £1 for what's going on in his head.
He's got to face the Undertaker here tonight.
I don't want to know anymore.
And Vince McMahon.
Coming out in a vest.
Oh my God. Your special guest referee, Vince McMahon, tonight. Is this what's going on between The Undertaker, Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold Steve Austin? Wow.
Largest arms in the world, Jack.
He is ripped. 24-inch pythons. And Bischoff wanted a piece of him. Here comes the dead man. He's had problems of his own, hasn't he, recently, to be fair.
He has indeed. The lights go out, the bells toll.
And Paul Bearer put his sausage in the Undertaker's mum. And
He slipped his salami to Mrs. Undertaker.
And the Undertaker's not happy about that. He's not happy. He thinks Paul Bearer's a motherfucker. And in fact, he's right about that.
And the fireflies are out, but not mobile phone cameras. These are actual lighters, ladies and gentlemen.
And the smoke enters the arena. That's due to the lighters setting the seats on fire. But there's an eerie fear when the Undertaker walks into the arena. There's a coldness that sweeps through, and the dead man's here. And he wants retribution. He maybe wants a chance to move past Kane and become WWF champion at some point.
Well, if he dethrones the current champion, he certainly stands in good stead to be number one contender after Mankind or Austin win or retain the title.
Or McMahon's stack the odds against Stone Cold. It's no surprise, really. And he doesn't want Austin walking out over the edge as WWF champion. Tonight he wants to get him beaten up. So it's easy for Dude Love. Like we said, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, McFriday, whatever you want to call him. We know how tough he is. And Austin got to go through maybe a war tonight.
Can I just say
that Sunday?
Can I just say, though, if WWE or WWF fans don't like the result, they don't throw their drinks into the ring.
I fucking hate the fact they throw shit into the ring.
I think the WCW crowd is more adult, whereas this is, it's a mixture of adults and kids. I know there's a lot of adults in the crowd, a few kids splattered in there as well.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a mature audience mentally and physically.
Yeah, but I still think there could be a bit of trouble at Nitro. We've seen that before, haven't we? With people getting involved. I don't think it's as organised as a WWF event. You could argue because Nitro holding it in big arenas at this point in time. But as you say, I was shocked when I first saw the kind of drinks get thrown in or people jumping in. You never saw that on the WWF television unless it was intentional. Do you know what I mean? And I think the security
like Vince McMahon jumping the barricade.
Exactly, yeah. And then when they got the proper barricades going around the ring at some point as well, just more professional look. But like I said, the crowd is definitely different at this point. But the Undertaker's out here and Vince McMahon is happy about that.
But another noticeable difference, less shirts. Less, wrestling-themed shirts. Yeah.
You would expect to be like a Sea of Austin 316, but it's not really. There's a couple of there, a couple of DX. And apart from that, it's just, like I say, normal clothing. But that's why, again, WWE got so strong, and then people started buying the merchandise. Do you know what I mean? They started having the stuff available.
And we've got Undertaker squaring up to Vince McMahon.
The Undertaker's got Vince McMahon.
Undertaker chokeslamming Vince McMahon straight to hell.
Well, the Undertaker can do what he wants, when he wants. Now he's signalling for the end. Well, the Undertaker doesn't like being told what to do. Oh my God, Vince is in serious trouble.
Now Kane's made his way out to the ring to face Taker.
Well, both of these men fighting, the crowd ready into it, and Kane Taker down.
Nice rip reversed. Undertaker hits Kane with a big boot, eliminates him from the Rumble, but Kane lands on his feet.
The Undertaker goes back to grab Kane. Kane pulls him out.
And now both men are going at it on the outside of the ring. Wonder what's going through Austin's head now.
Well, we've not seen Austin yet. Look at Paul Bearer. Oh my God, Kane goes into the crowd. Like I said, security there blocking most of them off. And Kane, the Undertaker, brawling to the back. And McMahon is still down, and Paterson Briscoe make sure that Vince McMahon's still alive. Well, at least it can't get any worse for Vince McMahon.
Well, you spoke too soon, James, because the glass shatters and Austin makes his way to the ring.
Oh, boy.
And he's got a steely look in his eyes.
Austin with the title in hand, and he's going straight after Briscoe.
Stunners him. Bang. Stunner to Paterson.
Vince McMahon.
I'm sure there's one more stunner left in there.
Oh no, Vince McMahon getting tied up on the ropes. Oh no. Austin Scott, where's Austin going now? Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, Bubba.
Well, he's got the chair and the fans.
They're on their feet. They're ecstatic.
He's going for it now. Gonna hit the target.
Oh, fuck me. Dude Love comes in with a steel chair of his own. Austin into Dude Love's face. Vince McMahon escapes thanks to his stooges.
Fucking hell. So we didn't see the Undertaker and Austin match, but I thought what we saw kind of made up for it in a weird little way.
Most definitely, yeah. Who doesn't love to see Vince McMahon getting chokeslammed and nearly stunned?
Who doesn't love to see two stunners, you know what I mean? And in such quick succession.
People need to learn how to take the stunner, though.
And Dude Lovelow doesn't need to learn how to take a chair.
Most definitely not. He takes one perfectly.
It's good.
And Austin swang for the fences with that one as well.
Oh. Let's hope the match over the edge is as good as all this build-up, and thankfully it is. And there you go, that is the end of Raw, and that was really enjoyable, Dan, wasn't it, really?
Well, it's good when I've got a smile on my face when it's finished.
Yeah. But let's see if Nitro does the same. So we've got up next the first match of the Best of 7 series, and that's Benoit versus Booker T. We go straight to the action. Booker T inviting Benoit in. We're going to get this started. So there we go, we are back to Monday night now. And we've got NWO Sting and the Giant versus Sting and Lex Luger. What will happen there?
So these two, man, you can see there's a lot of animosity between these two. Again, you know, this is a rivalry that's going well, and it's not for a title anymore, it's for personal. I know it's eventually to go for a title, but, you know, this is personal between these two.
I think the more personal nature I think it's more important to them who wins the Best of 7 as opposed to if they're going to win the title afterwards, you know, like you said. And I think, like, talk about the potential earlier with, like, Triple H and about Benoit Booker T. I think it definitely got this here and now, you know. Like I said, they've got the next level type thing where they move on for the following years, and then they can feud over the US title, and then eventually for the world title, and you'd be like, well, yeah, they've hated each other for so long, and on that kind of same level as well, working up. I do think when we switch back from Nitro to Raw to Nitro, one thing I know is I think the picture's better on Nitro, you know. I'm going to say that. I think it does look clearer as Booker goes after Benoit.
Irish whips him, then a high back body drop. Oh, comes in with a flying elbow, and Chris Benoit gets out the ring, trying to give himself a bit of breathing room.
Well, Booker started quickly trying to end it. Benoit's just going to take his time. It's a long playoff, isn't it? It's a long game. It's the Best of 7 series, so you've got time. You know, you can make mistakes in this. It's not going to be over, even if you do lose the first match. But it's all about getting momentum, really, in these types of matches, isn't it?
Yeah. What's up, my love? Didn't John Cena and Booker T have a Best of 7?
Yeah, and Randy Orton had to finish it for him, didn't he? So, like I say, you know, it is important. Well, they don't do many of these matches, and I think it's a shame, really. I think if you have got a good rivalry, something like that maybe would make a lot of sense, especially with maybe AJ Nakamura. That happened. Do you know what I mean? That series of matches, you could have made a Best of 7 out of that and maybe made more sense. But Booker versus Benoit.
Benoit switching it round now, catching from behind Booker T with a roll up though, but Benoit manages to get his shoulder up at 2.
And
again, Benoit escaping the ring, giving himself a bit of breather, trying to slide this match down again.
Well, yeah, exactly. Benoit going to try and catch his breath.
Booker T now with the Irish whip. Oh, but Benoit holding on to the top rope, kicking Booker T a couple of times in the midsection. Oh, hangs Booker up on the top rope. And Benoit teeing off with a kick to the chest of Booker. Now it's Booker's turn to kind of slink to the outside and try and slow this match down. Try and get his head back in the game. Because it is all about the game and how you play it.
The thing is, they really know so much about each other. Plus the thing is as well, they're going to have so much more, so you're going to see different reversals. Each other's going to know the other's moves, so to speak, so hopefully you can see different variations of stuff like, you know, like how many times has Booker blocked a German suplex now, because he knows that's what Benoit does. The same with Booker T and the kind of pin attempts. And his kicks as well, you know, it's got to be dangerous.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's good to see how this rivalry has evolved. It was back when Booker T was part of Harlem Heat with his brother Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray wanted to beat Benoit down, but, you know, Booker T had a lot more respect for Benoit. And you can tell these guys respect each other, and I'm sure at the end of this Best of 7 series, whoever the victor is, there's going to be a handshake at the end of it.
Well, you would hope so, you know, like you say, they are two great athletes. But they want to know professionally who's better, you know, that's what you do at the end of the day. It's not about being number 2, they want to be number 1.
2!
They've got a big job on their hands. But it's not fair.
No, the hairs on the dark king's thumb.
No, the hairs, Booker T's thumb.
Yeah.
And Booker now trying to fight out of Mark Tardis. And Booker T now trying to fight out the Sleeper. Everybody to the midsection, gets out.
Oh, Booker T rolls through, rolls up Benoit. Oh, but Benoit managing to kick out.
Oh. A chop there by Benoit.
Goes for the cover, but only getting a 2 count.
2. Oh, Booker getting sent down by Benoit. Not letting him breathe. That Sleeper. All that fight, Booker T. All the strength he has to expend. He's not expendable.
Booker T there trying to make his way back to his feet. Benoit not allowing him any time to recover. I don't think there's many better choppers in the game than Benoit.
No, there's not many good choppers, German suplexers, and of course...
killers of wife and kids.
Yeah, thank you very much, yeah.
What he done to Daniel Puder.
Yeah. No, well, what he done to Daniel was better.
Daniel Benoit, yeah. He absolutely rinsed him. But Daniel Puder.
What, the Rumble with Guerrero?
And Bob Holly.
Yeah. Turned out to be nice guys, didn't they? They all got what they deserved.
Fucking hell. That was Crash, wasn't it?
Yeah. Crash got fired for being a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Crash. You're not missing anything at the moment because Benoit's still slowing the pace down with the rear chin lock, side headlock, sleeper hold applied. Booker getting out of it, sends Benoit into the corner.
Ramming his shoulder into the midsection of Benoit. Irish whip reversal. Oh, but Benoit runs into Booker T's boot.
Oh, but Booker runs into Benoit's backbreaker, goes for the cover.
Booker T managing to kick out.
Mortis, the real innovator. And Benoit's going to signal for the end now.
Did you say he's innovative?
Yeah, I didn't. I said innovator. I can say innovator, I can't say innovative. Or specific.
Specific.
Yeah. Benoit going up to the top. And he's going to look for his diamond headbutt.
Missed.
Booker somehow avoiding it. Uh-oh.
And Finlay out here to see who he's going to be facing next.
And weird, but he's had to borrow the toothpick from Scott Hall. They only allowed one toothpick backstage. It's company policy.
Yeah, Scott Hall flicked it at him.
Yeah, and he caught it, stuck it in his mouth. He got back to him later. Booker now going to go for Spinebuster. It's not a sidewalk slam. Tony needs to go to wrestling school.
Roost 316, what about me?
And now going to go for Irish Whip again. Flapjack. And don't you come back, Spinneroonie.
That is one of the most devastating moves I've ever seen.
And now Booker going to look for the Harlem sidekick. Booker going for again. Benoit dodges. Now German attempt.
Yeah. Alex Wright and his big penis.
Don't take the German off me. Booker blocks. Benoit's got him. Oh,
Benoit nearly lands on his head, but he manages to get out of it. Show me potato salad.
I like potato salad as Booker hits. Scissor kick. How's that a sidewalk slam if the other thing's a sidewalk slam, Tony? Come on, sort it out, mate. Booker now going up. Now he's going to go Houston Hangover.
Oh, Benoit rolls out the way, though. And Booker T's got a dead ass.
So both men go up. Both men miss big off the top. Which way will it go? Oh, no.
Crossface locked in. Can Booker T escape?
Well, he's in the middle of the ring. He tapped out last week.
And he taps out this week.
Benoit goes 1-0 in the best of 7 series as Finlay won.
Benoit won that one, so he did.
It was Kiss Benoit. Well, can it get any better than that? Fireworks.
Nitro Girls. Michael Buffer. Michelle.
Well, we never had an introduction to the third hour, so that was it. And Tony is talking to us, and we can't wait for our main event. So the commentators are talking a lot about the whole where's Sting lie. I mean, does he join Wolfpack now Luger's in it? Does he go to the NWO because the Giant said? Does he have enough? But they call him a WWE legend. But
They
is
called him the leader of the WCW.
Yeah. So is it WCW? I would say it's vital that it stays apart if they want WCW to be taken serious. Because at the moment, the NWO have a point of taking over the show, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's a storyline. They could do it either do that way or make it interesting. I don't know what they're going to do. But Luger has joined. Luger was anti-NWO throughout the time. So what is different with the Wolfpack than it was with the normal NWO?
Their faces.
What was the difference between the Wolfpack and normal NWO?
Wolfpack was more faces.
What
they
was
don't do the bad beatdowns.
What were the Wolfpack like goals? Were they just like
to eradicate the NWO Black and Whites?
And then we see a clip of the entire thing from earlier as well.
Do they seem to think that viewers have really short memories?
I think they think that viewers might have switched over and missed something earlier. That's the only thing I can think of. Because the amount of clips that they do show, it was like you kind of showing it, you're like, oh God, I better, if that was earlier, then I better stick around. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they don't realise if you've seen it already, it gives you a chance to go over to the other channel just to check in quickly, you know?
Yeah. And it's, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, I've seen
Because right now, you'll be watching probably the end bit of Triple H Rock match.
Exactly.
Like, fuck me, that's good. Oh, Austin Undertaker next. Yes, please.
Yeah, let me stay on to this. Oh, there's no more adverts. All right, we'll stay with this one then. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean, and we've seen fake Sting before, so to see him again, it's like, okay, right. The question is, where will Sting go? The dreaded NWO music.
Which way is it, though? It is black and white.
No Michael Buffer tonight. That's good.
They heard what I said.
NWO Sting.
An NWO Giant.
Well, it doesn't look like Sting, does it, you know?
No. It's definitely not Steve Borden.
No, and I tell you what, the Giant comes out here with both tag team titles because he's tag team champion with Sting. So just when we thought they were going to bring back the titles to sort it out, they make it even messier than before. Good.
So it's gone from, because it was the NWO Black and Whites who won it as the outsiders,
Yep.
and then they lost them to the NWO Black and White.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, members not part of it, Sting, and of course then the Giant, but the Giant joined NWO just out of nowhere as well. Why Luger, Giant and Sting couldn't have just been Team WCW would have made a whole lot more sense than what they're doing now, if you know what I mean. So what music is going to be played for the Wolfpack?
They're tiny belts.
Well, I think the Giant's just a big man.
So you've got two separate teams going against each other, but they both got exactly the same music.
They've not come out with the Wolfpack theme yet, but at least they got new T-shirts they can sell.
They have indeed, yes.
And Luger come out in NWO black and red garb, but no Sting. Luger seems happy. Maybe he's got a purpose now.
To flex in a different T-shirt.
Fireworks go off. Oh no. He's waiting for Stinger. So Luger is NWO now, which is a shock. But it'd be a bigger shock if Sting is.
Well, he's coming out to his own music. Will he be wearing a Wolfpack T-shirt, though?
Well,
Sting is his own man.
a white face paint and the scorpion on the design. Is that the same as it came back after being in the rafters for long to challenge Hogan? Well, that's what That's what Schiavone said as well, to go back. Will Sting just decide enough's enough again and go away for another year and a half? Sting's ready for action now. He goes after fake Sting.
Throws him out the ring. And now both men square up to the Giant.
Well, Giant says Sting was happy with him. Uh-oh.
Well, Giant looking to take them both out of a clothesline. They duck it and they're starting to work over the Giant.
And, well, they've known each other for a long time. They're really good friends. They're working well now.
Well, sending the Giant from pillar to post with these big right hands. Well, the big man's yet to go down.
A lot of Sting mask in the crowd as well. And Sting with a clothesline. Luger with a clothesline.
Sting with a Stinger splash.
And Luger takes T-shirt off. Does that mean he's not in NWO anymore?
He's left the Wolfpack.
Well, Giant goes sent over and fake Sting's there. Well, can the Giant recover?
The Giant's finally recovered after the early onslaught from Sting and Luger.
I was going to say, he's not going to be happy about this, and he's going to send fake Sting in. Just to, calm things down.
So is this for the tag team titles?
No, because fake Sting's not tag team champion, it's actually real Sting. Now, fake Sting going after real Sting.
Fake Sting goes for a clothesline. Real Sting ducks it.
Oh.
But Fake Sting hits a spinning back elbow on Real Sting.
Fake Sting takes Real Sting's down. Real Sting's back up low, but Fake Sting with a forearm. Real Sting now trying to stop him. Fake Sting eyes for it, Real Sting. Real Sting rise for it, reversal low. Clothesline by Real Sting on Fake Sting. Giant wants to tag in to Fake Sting, but Real Sting stops him.
And Real Sting jumps on the back of Fake Sting. Drops Fake Sting to the mat. Helps him back up.
Well, not one time did Real Sting jump on Fake Sting, but it was twice that Real Sting jumped on Fake Sting. Now
he stamps on his fingers, not once on Fake Sting's real fingers. But Real Sting tags in Real Lex Luger.
Oh, yeah, and Luger in now with FS. Drives him down.
Atomic drop and a big clothesline from LL to FS.
Oh my God, he's beating the F out of him with a C. Oh. Go on, flex a little bit, Lex. Oh no.
FS draws Luger in, throws him to the outside.
And now Giant can take advantage of that. The big boot.
Big man, big boot.
Oh, Fake Sting sends Luger into the top rope.
And in comes the big man. Fake Sting's on the outside.
Well, Big Boo's meet the Giant as he comes in and huge chop to the chest of Lex. He won't be able to flex his way out of that one.
Irish whip to the corner, follows up with a clothesline.
Well, Lex might be jacked, but he ain't chopping this beanstalk down. He's getting choked by him. He's in serious trouble. This ain't no fairy tale now for Lex Luger and Real Sting.
You milked it now. You went 1-2.
The Giant going to go for the powerbomb. No! Just jumps on his face.
Fake Sting adds insult to injury on Luger. And our Giant just stands on him, both feet on his chest, all 459 pounds of him.
We saw big man the oddities, but I think the Giant is bigger.
Well, don't call me Shirley, but he's noticeably bigger, James.
And now he's going to go elbow drop to Lex Luger. Oh my God, he crushed his esophagus. He crushed him. The Giant just taking Luger down. Nothing referee can do about this. Nothing Sting can do about this on the outside. Or bogus Sting. I was calling him fake. It might be bogus Sting. BS. Irish whips LL. He's going to go for the Stinger Splash.
Oh, but Luger dodges out of the way. Tags in Real Sting.
Uh-oh.
Real Sting takes out Fake Sting. Climbs into the ring.
He's hitting with a clothesline. Now going to Irish whip him into the corner. Stinger Splash.
Oh, on the back of Fake Sting.
And now Scorpion Death Drop. The Giant looks on. Can't do anything about this. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it actually happens. And I think Fake Sting's busted open. Head must have hit the turnbuckle. So like that. Sting takes him down. Giant doesn't want any of Real Sting.
So what's his name? Fake Sting.
Don't know.
Jeff Farmer.
He's a farmer.
Jeff Farmer.
Was he the original Fake Sting and then the Sting that came back as well?
He was the NWO Sting. Oh no, he was both the NWO Sting and NWO Sting.
Oh wow. So he was both NWO Stings.
He was in WCW 95 as Cobra.
So the Giant doesn't want any of Sting and he's taking Fake Sting with him. Poor Jeff Farmer. And Sting looking on. But Luger wants Sting and uh-oh.
Wolfpack is out.
Yeah, they're in the house. Nash, Conan, Macho, Henning. Of course, the newest member. And he wants Sting to be a part of it. Sting saying, I don't want any of this. And Luger too sweet. And who would have thought you'd seen a day when Luger was too sweet in? Conan passes something to Nash. And Sting will leave in the ring now. Well, Nash offering a t-shirt to Sting. Lift it above his head and Sting.
Well, he's starting to walk away.
No, so Wolfpack's the offer. Luger saying it's good.
Oh,
no.
Conan's ushered him back into the ring.
No, I mean the fans, I don't know if they want it or not.
Well, Sting's asking the fans what they think.
It may be his best friend that's joined, but Sting, it's not about you. Henning does a chewing gum throwaway perfectly. And Sting, he's not, is he?
He's considering it.
The Rock of WCW, the leader, what's he going to do?
Well, he catches a t-shirt. Will he put it on?
What's he going to do with it? And they want him to put it on and on.
Ah! I'm on the edge of my seat, WCW. I cannot wait until next Monday. I want to find out now. Tell me.
Unfortunately, Dan, we're not going to be finding out until next month when we do the WWE vs WCW for June. But we leave it there And like I say, that is it for this week's show.
Before we get onto the 5-point rating system, we got a little treat because Nitro ended and we were like, what about Sting? What about Sting? Well, luckily, the WWE Network have added WCW Thunder, so we just got number 18, episode 18 on, which is 28th of May. And we just find out if any fallout. We saw Brett, and he says that he wants to see Sting later on in the night and talk to him. But people wonder why Thunder was a kind of B show compared to Nitro. And I mean, I don't know how, especially when we got matches like Jim Powers versus the Barbarian.
Voltage versus British Bulldog.
Exactly. I mean, we're talking about Glacier versus Van Hammer.
Brad Armstrong versus Fit Finlay. Booker T in singles action. I take it that's going against Chris Benoit.
Yes, well, exactly. The reason we're watching Thunder is because of two reasons, really. First off, there's a Bill Goldberg match later on, so we're going to watch that. And it is and we'll get onto that right now, the second match of the Best of 7 series between Chris Benoit and Booker T. We're going to try and watch every single match, if it is possible, out of the Best of 7 series, because we talked about what WWE did right and what was different from the WWE, and I think this sets it apart perfectly. Do you know what I mean? There's a kind of old style feel to this, in a way of like, it's best of 7, so we know it's going to be a kind of well, it is like a wrestling series, and these type of matches don't really happen anymore. We of course saw Benoit go 1-0 up on Nitro thanks to the crossface, so Booker kind of needs to pull it back now, doesn't he? He doesn't want to get Benoit he doesn't want to let Benoit go too far ahead. You know, if he goes 2 up or even 3 up, then it's quite an impossible task, isn't it? Because all Booker T needs to do then is make a mistake in the next couple of matches. So, I mean, how would you play a best of 7 series? If you were one of the wrestlers, what would be your strategy, so to speak?
I'd go for the victories.
Would you just try and get them as quickly, just try and pile them up? Well, we've never seen a clean sweep on the best of 7 series. Of course, that would be 4-0. But Benoit's looked in great shape, even though he's not held. He's not actually held a singles championship in the United States. He still looks good. Takes Booker down after they trade. They try to get position in the early go, and then Benoit gets a drop toe hold. Now he's backing Booker up with the chops.
Well, Booker T manages to reverse an Irish whip and hits him with a power slam.
And the fans happy to see Booker here, raising the roof.
Oh, drops a big elbow across the heart of Benoit. Goes for the cover 1.
Oh,
Benoit managing to kick out after 1.
Now Booker working on a leg. Should say there's a couple of differences between Thunder and Nitro. I mean, obviously we're in Washington DC here tonight for Thunder. It's only a 2-hour show. It is on the TBS Superstation. Did start in January, but like you say, you get different. And on commentaries, Bobby Heenan, Tony Schiavone, and Lee Marshall. Now, we mentioned about the women's division on Nitro last time round. And Lee Marshall was the guy actually doing the commentating on it. And then they brought Mike Tillane to do the cruiserweight, which I quite liked in like late 95, early 96. Going to kind of, differentiate what the divisions were. And now we've just got singles action upon singles action. But Benoit's gone to the outside.
Yeah, but Booker T's still got the upper hand, dropping the leg on Benoit, getting the fans to raise the roof.
Now he throws Benoit in.
Benoit managing to get to his feet first and drop some kicks to Booker T.
Well, you can't let Benoit get any separation as you see how dangerous he is, and he's straight on top of Booker T. And we see the Thunder set. I mean, what do you think of the Thunder set looking at it?
Looks quite cheap.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it reminded me of a little bit. You remember the old TNA ramp they used to walk out on? I mean, I don't know if they copied it off WCW Thunder, but it definitely looks like that a little bit.
Possibly.
Then again, there's not really much you can do with a set. I mean, it depends what you do. I mean, nowadays it's all, like you say, LED screens and stuff like this. Benoit taking Booker down, but Booker kicking out.
So neither man getting a clear-cut advantage, just a bit of jockeying backwards and forwards, both men getting little offence before the other one turns it around.
And I think this is the story of the kind of Benoit Booker T feud. But the second in the 7, but we've seen them wrestling a handful of times before, and they've always been close. So you couldn't pick a winner really between the two, can you? You can't
in a few matches they went to the time limit.
Yep.
So, I think the best of 7 is probably the best way to do something like this. You don't get storytelling like this anymore.
No, you really don't, and it is hard to pick a winner between these two because they've both got their strengths and their weaknesses as well. So it is a really good kind of mid, but you would expect it to be kind of main event level in the next couple of years with these two men as well as they build away up the card.
It's kind of like a different version of the Rock and Austin story, or even the Rock and Triple H story going ahead. You know, they kind of come to horns first. They've got a lot of respect for each other, and that shows. But they've also got a kind of, they've both got their gremlins. They've both won a couple of matches over each other, and Benoit's finally won up in this series.
And it's all about being the better man as well, which it always should be in wrestling. You kind of make it that athletic contest and who wants to be number one. We've talked about The Rock and Triple H. You can see it in their eyes when they look at each other as well. It's that person standing in their way, and it might be the same with Benoit and Booker T. Finlay is waiting for the winner here, but they're not going to give up on it. They've still got...
It's like these two guys would rather beat each other than be the TV
yeah, that's
champion.
it, yeah. But will they ever be truly finished with each other? This is the question you got to ask yourself, as Benoit has now got the knee, or did have the knee embedded into Booker's back. Booker, with the fans' help, though, getting to his feet.
Oh, managing to get a bit of a strength advantage over Benoit, turning him round. But Benoit just rolling through and kicking to the midsection of Booker, getting some separation.
Oh, and then a chop sends Booker T down, and that will shake your system there. And good old Charles Robson checking Booker was right.
Good old Charles.
I don't think he is at the moment, to be fair. Benoit's dominated this one recently.
Irish Rip, Booker ducks it, and both men diving cross-body, taking each other out.
And a huge collision there, and I don't know who's going to recover first. Can Benoit maybe get the shoulder across? Or is this Booker T's chance now to get his breath back? Benoit picking Booker up, maybe snaps suplex.
Booker T rolls up though into a cover of his own, but Benoit managing to kick out.
Oh.
And Benoit straight on the attack.
He's frustrated, but isn't he? Kicks Booker, and then back body drop. He nearly got caught there, and especially when he's in control of this match. But with Benoit, I suppose you can be a little bit more tactical, because he is already 1-0 up. If he loses this, it's just a draw again. It's not really that important, especially in the early going. So maybe he can take his time. If he goes 2-0 up, that's going to be a bonus.
Indeed, yes. He goes for a backbreaker. Benoit's looking to climb the ropes.
Oh,
drop that diving headbutt.
If he hits it, then Booker's going to have to look at taking more risks in the next match. Here comes Benoit.
Hits its mark.
Oh, but Benoit stunned himself there, and it's taken him a couple of seconds to get a cover on Booker.
And he's still not able to get up to his feet.
And now he goes from two.
Took too long, and Booker T managing to kick out.
To be fair, though, Booker has been hit with a move, and it took a long time for someone to pin him. I'm not going to name any names, but Triple H. Do you know that was 23 seconds?
That midget in the front.
23 seconds. That's how long Triple H waited at WrestleMania 19 after he hit the pedigree to pin Booker. It might be the guy from Raw if it's in the middle, right? Like Hank, the drunk dwarf, maybe at ringside.
Potentially, but it's a woman. Or is she just sitting down and looks like a midget? I don't know.
She might just be sitting down. Isn't that weird? When we sit down, we all look like midgets.
Yeah, but midgets have that distinctive look. They've got quite large noggins on them.
Yeah. So's Jared, but he's 6 foot.
Well, he's got a long noggin on him.
Booker trying to fight out a submission with elbows to the midsection. Does fight out.
I think Benoit's taken quite a bit out of him.
And the fans seem to enjoy it as both men down. Well, Booker couldn't get the cover on Benoit, but does pick him up again. Going from the Harlem sidekick, but Benoit dodged.
Again, Booker T hanging up on the top rope. I think this happened in the last match.
Well, Booker's been caught there a few times, and Benoit knows he's...
He knows what to expect. Well scouted. Obviously, they've had a few matches together. Goes for the cover.
1, 2... Oh!
Booker T just managing to get the shoulder up before the 3.
And you can see Booker T there. Like you say, it wasn't pushing Benoit's weight off. It was just struggling to get out. I think the next heavy-duty move on Booker T could be the end. It's going to be the German suplex. 1, 2... Oh!
Booker T managing to get the shoulder up at 2. That was a devastating German suplex. Bridged out for the cover as well.
Well, it's credit to Booker T showing his heart and determination. But sometimes it might be better just to fight another day. Like I said, there's still a few matches here. And Benoit now, absolutely going crazy with the kicks to the corner.
Goes for the cover. 2. Oh, but Booker still managing to kick out.
Now Benoit's getting more and more frustrated.
Looks like he's going to rip Charles Robinson's head off in a minute.
But he hasn't tried the crossface yet. Maybe he just wants to pin Booker. He's made him submit. Irish Rip attempt to Booker.
Booker T managing to turn it around, hits a thunderous spinebuster, but again, can't capitalise that quickly. The fans are certainly behind him.
Well, it's a punishment taken by Booker T in this match, but now he screams.
A primal scream from Booker.
Now's his opportunity. Back suplex.
That was a lovely back suplex by Booker. Spinneroon is his way up to his feet.
Has he got enough energy to finish it? Here we go. Oh. Again, misses the axe kick. Benoit with the elbow to the back.
Hits the spinning heel kick this time. Now he's going up top for the Harlem Hangover. Harlem Hangover?
I think he's looking for the missile drop kick as Benoit going to get to his feet. Yes, hits it. Goes for the cover. One, two, three. And there you go. The best of 7. Booker T had just levered it 1-1. Like I say, talk about close exchanges there. Booker T hitting the axe kick and the missile drop kick, getting the victory. I think it was a great match though, Dan.
That was a brilliant match between the two. It's, as we said, it's kind of like a shining light in the turd that is Nitro and Thunder.
Yeah, so this is the first time Thunder and a very good match. Like I say, everything else, well, I would say quite gash in there, but it wasn't the best. But Goldberg is in action here, so it will be good to see him. And the poor soul is Barry Horowitz. Let's see how Barry does against Bill.
Barry. So wasn't he 90-0 on Nitro?
He must have been a house. Well, he's 91-0 now, so there must have been a house show in between Thunder and Nitro.
So we've seen Oscar's streak in NXT and WWE, and it did come to an abrupt end in WWE. But whose do you think is the more convincing streak?
Oscar's. I feel that, yeah.
Because he's had more competitive matches, or is it just because?
I think it's when, for me, Goldberg could have had a match beating more insignificant people. But I think if you look at the record, when Goldberg started facing the top stars, compared to when Oscar faced the top stars in her division, Oscar always came out on top, whereas Goldberg failed. He beat Hogan. But then later on in the year, when he faced like Nash and people like this, he wasn't really that successful. Don't get me wrong, he was great up until a point, and the problem is they never gave him enough challenges. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll see when he defends people like Kurt Hennig and stuff like that. You think, well, he should do that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think I enjoy Goldberg matches more than Oscar now, just because how explosive it is. And Goldberg's already started this one.
Power slam. Raw's in delight. I can't see this match going much longer than a couple of minutes.
Well, Barry might make a comeback. Irish whip now. Uh-oh. Oh!
Because that Irish whip is followed up by a spear.
Well, that folds Barry in half. And what's after the spear, Dan?
He's going to jack him up.
Oh, my God. Look how long he's holding him there for.
Hammer him down. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, so 92-0 is Bill Goldberg. Very, very impressive there. I actually thought he was on the ramp then. I didn't know if he was in the ring or not. Well, Brett, Vincent, Bish and Giant are in the ring. And Brett's talking about how great NWO is. But obviously not the Wolfpack. How shit the Wolfpack is, but how great his NWO is. But is he a part of NWO? We just don't know.
Yes. This is not the NWO black and red music.
Well, what music is that?
It's that new Wolfpack tune.
Well, the hip-hop Wolfpack's here. Brett talks like a 5-year-old on a playground about stuff.
A bunch of lousy, rotten, stinking backstabbers.
Yeah, you smelly poo-poo heads. So it looks like Brett is part of the NWO. Nash wants Sting on Wolfpack. Which way will it go? So I guess on Thunder we're getting no answers. We're going to have to wait till Nitro. Oh, wait a minute, though.
Now the Giant's going to run down the ramp to face the Wolfpack. And like a pack of wolves, they're attacking the Giant.
And of course we're out of time. As Luger fights Brett as well.
Oh, they just keep us hanging on.
Why? So that was Thunder. And again, like I said, that's the reason we're not watching it in its entirety. Is because they don't really give us anything. It's always about Nitro anyway. And the stuff that is on Thunder, they show in really long clips on Nitro. So it kind of works out for itself. But anyway, so that was it. That was WWE versus WCW, the Monday Night Wars, or the War, for May. So now we're going to look at it, and we're going to try and decide what was the best show this month before we move on to our
pay-per-view, which is WWE Over the Edge 1998. So quite simple. We do 5-point system. It is roster,
promo,
setting,
matches,
and of course rating. So we'll be looking at that in a second. Oh, before we move on, we've got TV ratings, haven't we? So let's do that. So
for the 4th of May, Nitro was quite an abysmal 3.5, whereas Raw
was a 5.5. So they really dominated there. Then the 11th of May 1998, Raw audience was down 4-3.
And Nitro was up, and that was 4.3.
So a draw there. So WWE still hadn't won yet.
For the 18th of May, it was Nitro, kind of redundant, because I think they only had an hour show.
Yeah, an hour show, so it wasn't really, they didn't go head-to-head with WWE. And WWE Unpeded did a 5.3 rating.
Wow, and for the 25th, it was Nitro was slight improvement on the last week's one, because they was up to 4.2.
And Raw had also then dropped down to a 4.2, so another draw. So 6 weeks now, WCW hadn't had a lead in the ratings when you consider the previous 86 weeks they were leading the ratings. But it just shows there as well, looking back at it, how close it actually was. You know, it's not like WWE took a lead and then maintained it. You can see 2 draws. WCW still has a lot of fight in it, and it all depends about the program. Now, talking about that, we're going to look at Nitro and Raw for this previous month. So we'll start off with roster, because we talk about this every month. What are your thoughts on the WCW and the WWE rosters, and what are your scores?
I think Raw, they're doing more to further characters and build upon the characters they've got. So I'm going to give that one a 4 out of 5.
Do you think WWE roster is better than WCW's roster?
Well, you'll find out when I give the Nitro score, won't you?
Yeah, go on then.
Nitro, I think they've still got their quality, but they don't let the quality shine through, and I don't think it is as much as what Raw's going to have. They've got good wrestling ability, but not quite the characters that I'm enjoying. You know, if you had some of the characters without the wrestling ability and kind of mashed them up together, you'd have a very good roster. But I think 3.5 out of 5 for the Nitro.
That's where I got to disagree with you. I think you got that. For me, it's the other way round. I mean, we look at the roster strength on Nitro. We talked about it with the main events, and the Booker, Benoit, Guerrero, and everything like this is really strong. Then you look on WWE, WWF, and yes, you've got DX and the Nation, which is cool. You've got you've got Austin, the Undertaker, which is good as well. Then you've got people like the Oddities. You got people like Dan the Mustache Severin. You got people like Val Venus who's debuted, and yeah, he might be an okay wrestler, but again, with that kind of gimmick, you got Kai and Kai, which I feel if WCW's roster at this moment is stronger because you've got a better mid card, you've got a better main event scene as well at this moment. You know, if you put Austin's having to face Briscoe, Paterson, and McMahon, you'd love twice in a row because there's not that many kind of main event guys. Just think if there was a couple of guys, either like the Giant or even like Macho Man, who went to WWE at this point, right, in 1998, and was feuding with Austin over the title, you could get a couple of months out of each of them. So I feel WWE is still a lot stronger. Would it continue to be strong? No, this is a problem. This is what WWE is looking at. So I'm going to mark mine up the other way around, and I'm going to give 3.5 to Raw and 4 on the roster. I think it's fair. Right, setting for me is, again, switching between the two programs. For me, WCW is clearer as well. I think the picture's better. I think it looks more crisp. I think it looks cleaner. The fans throwing their stuff into the ring has been a kind of real problem this past month, as it has been for WCW a long time. All the shit getting thrown in. But that's not due to how the setting. That's due to kind of security, I feel. So I'm not going to mark them down for that. I like Nitro's look over Raw, so I'm going to give Nitro 4 and Raw 3.5 again.
I'm going to slightly agree with you there, because I do feel that Raw, it does look quite dated. It's still stuck in the early 90s, late 80s setting for me. It still looks quite cheap, whereas Nitro has actually kind of upgraded theirs, so I'm going to go Nitro 3 for Raw.
Okay, so what do you want to do, promo matches?
I don't mind, either.
What do you think of the promo then this month?
I think the promos on Raw, it's been on point. They've been kind of taking the fight to WCW in some retrospects. I think they've been looking a bit cheap, especially with the aeroplane one.
Yeah.
But then you've got the side of that with the kind of story that's going on with Vince McMahon controlling Dude Love. You've got Austin kind of getting his one-upmanship as well on Vince McMahon. Whereas if you go to WCW, it's kind of like the same old same, really. It's, someone's going against NWO Black and White, whether it's the new Wolfpack or whether it's WCW, and they're kind of jockeying for wrestlers to join there. You have had a couple of good turns in there as well, like Lex Luger joining the Wolfpack, but I don't think it's stuff that we've already seen before. I have enjoyed the Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko side of things, and I have enjoyed the Booker T Benoit Best of 7 series coming out of that, and the way Finlay kind of fits into that as well. But I think was beat in that, and so I'm going to give 4 for Raw, 3.5 for Nitro.
No, I think that's fair. I think because when we talk about promos, we mean kind of like the opening videos and the kind of way they set it up. And I think with Raw, if you look at the way the King's been this past couple of weeks, especially the kind of pallbearers slipping a salami into Undertaker's mother and that type of thing, and just the entire Austin McMahon thing. When McMahon gets arrested and that kind of the interaction between him and Austin is kind of second to none. And you got any time Austin's involved, you have got a big smile on your face, and every time anybody else, comes down, you are enjoying it. Whereas on Nitro, like I say, with the NWO stuff, you kind of like, oh god. But I think it is, if they were to do it right, I think the storyline would be quite cool. Yes, it makes WCW seem forgettable, but if you are going to go Wolfpack versus NWO, then if you're a fan of NWO, you might be quite, you could be quite excited by this. You go, oh, hang on a minute, which way is this going to go? And it's just the kind of using Brett on the mic a lot. I don't think it's a great idea, but like you said, the Eddie Chavo storyline that they've had and the kind of interactions they've done, and Jericho on the mic with Malenko's return, so I can't mark it down too much. So it will be a 4 for Raw and a 3.5 for Nitro when it comes to promos,
So matches.
I think Raw is steadily improving. I think if we go back to January, we look at the state of the matches, the Truth Commission and people that are involved, really, really bad. I think recent times with the Funk Mick Foley hardcore match that we saw to main event Raw was probably the best main event match we've seen since looking back 20 years, And with Rock and Triple H and the kind of Nation DX involved, those types of matches, I've actually been enjoying it, but I do feel has that already. I think what's letting WWE down is the main event matches, but not anything else. I think the Booker T Benoit kind of brings the rating up for me in a way because of how good the action's been. So with every bad Hogan Macho match, it's a Benoit. And it's weird, isn't it? They put Benoit and Booker before those matches because it's like, right, here's your good wrestling. Now we're going to have to give you this. So I've got maybe Markham equal with that. Matches, I'm going to give, matches I'll give Raw 4 and Nitro 4 as well.
As you previously mentioned, Raw is steadily improving. You're seeing a better quality of match. And, for was it the Hogan Macho match we saw? Mm-hmm. When we only saw like 2 actual wrestling moves.
I know, yeah.
I think that's, it's starting to grate me. I think it's getting a bit dated now. You have got the Malenko-Jericho match, which was great. You've got the Booker Benoit, as we've previously mentioned a few times, which is going really well. The Eddie Guerrero-Chavo, what's going to happen between them two? Is there going to be feuds in there? Are they going to have a series of good matches as well? But, for every NWO match we're watching, it seems inevitable that there's going to be someone getting involved in it, and that is starting to grate on my nerves.
Yeah.
As much as I did used to enjoy watching WCW back in the day, I don't know how I stayed with it for so long. It is starting to get too predictable now.
Yeah.
You've got Goldberg. He's I know he's like carrying on going through, doing his thing, looking ever more and more dominant. We've seen his entrance getting better. But again, it's kind of same.
What are you going to give Raw then?
I'm going to give Raw a 3.5 because it is getting better. But then, you've obviously got the Austin versus the Stooges, which won't obviously build it up too much. And then I'm going to give that a 3.25 because I don't want it to go down too much. But it's quite samey still. Yeah.
Right, so then we talk about the overall rating for the show. So out of 10, what we thought of Raw, what we thought of Nitro this month. And again, it kind of takes about everything we said with matches, everything we said with the kind of the promos and the roster. We kind of explained it all there. But I think if you look at two overall shows, I think with Nitro, again, it's week in, week out, especially with the NBA mucking it around now. Trying to find what it's got and trying to put matches together so they kind of win the ratings war. And we saw like with Bischoff calling out Mcmahon. Whereas with WWF, there's a very kind of a careful mindset where they're building up Austin and towards the pay-per-view. I think over the edge has kind of been forgotten about a little bit, but I still think that's important. But they're looking after that and the kind of McMahon-Austin feud. And I think they're more focused on that than they are kind of the monthly pay-per-views at the moment. In a weird way, I think it's about trying to stop Austin, which WWE don't usually do. But again, there's not a real number one contender yet, is there? I mean, there is Dude Love, but Austin's already beaten him at Unforgiven. So for me, it's a kind of difficult. With Nitro, I've enjoyed. To be fair, I've got to say it's pretty equal this month. There was stuff I was watching on Raw that I was like, I'll turn over for Nitro. And then stuff on Nitro, I was like, right, I'll turn over and watch Raw. So I think I'm going to give it both the same rating this month. They've both done well. And like we said with the ratings as well, been pretty equal, isn't it? I'm going to give both 8 out of 10. I think I'm happy with that.
As you say, each of them has had their very good points and their not so very good points. WWE, they are kind of building towards, and the champion, he's there all the time. He's not constantly backed up by his cronies as a wolf pack in the NWO, sorry. And on the other side you've got Hogan, who week in, week out, he doesn't really do too much. You see him in one, maybe two matches between, but less Hogans. I think that's a good thing. So I'm gonna give Raw a 7.5, and I'm going to give Nitro a 7.
Right, so when I work out the scores, Dan, I need some working out scores music, please. Yes, I have worked out the scores. So it's out of, I'm quite surprised, because we're out of 30 for the shows, and I don't know if they're high or low. I think it might be a little bit low this month. So we'll go through my scores first. We'll go through Raw and Nitro scores. So Nitro will do first. So Dan, this has been your lowest Nitro score since we began the scoring. 3.5 roster, 3.5 promo, 3.5 settings, 3.25 on matches, 7 out of 10 rating. That's a 20.75 out of 30 for you. My roster was 4, 3.5 for promo, 4 for setting, 4 for matches, 8 rating, 23.5 for Nitro for me there. So together that's 40. Let me work this out. So together it's 43.75 for Nitro. Nitro was your worst show. Nitro I thought was better than Raw this month with my rating. I gave it 3.5 for roster, 4 for promo, 3.5 for setting, 4 for matches. Rating was 8, so that was 23 out of 30 for me. I gave Nitro 23.5. So does Nitro beat Raw? Does Raw beat Nitro for you, Dan? You gave roster, promo 4 out of 5, setting 3, and matches 3.5. I'm sure anybody at home can work this out. The maths. If you had 7.5 for the overall, then you scored Raw 22.
2.
So you had 23 and 20, 45 for Raw, 23.5 and 20.75 is 43.75. So Raw wins by 1.25 points. Hey! So even though I liked Nitro more, due to the point system, Raw did win for this month. There you go. So we do move on to our pay-per-view now, which is WWE Over the Edge, May 31st, 1998. And let's start with the opening promo.
I can see by the way you look at me, Vince, you can't stand the fact that I like to drink a few beers. You can't stand the fact that I do this every now and then, that I do this every now and then, that I use colorful language, You can't stand the fact, you can't stand the fact.
You must conform. Defiance will not be tolerated. Conform. You must respect authority.
Who the hell do you think you are?
You will comply.
Who the hell do you think you are?
You must conform.
Ladies and gentlemen, dude, love!
Compliance is good.
Now I'm proud to say I know exactly who I am. Who the hell do you... This is my arena. This is my arena. Who the hell do you think you are?
Vince McMahon might have stacked the cards against Stone Cold Steve Austin by having a little timekeeper.
The esteemed Gerald Briscoe.
A bell ringer.
Hall of Famer. Paterson.
And himself as a special referee.
Do you think there's a conspiracy, folks?
You must respect authority.
Vince McMahon, I know you hate my guts, and I feel the same way about you.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Defiance will be punished.
This man just qualified Austin and then Paterson and Briscoe. Damn me!
You must conform.
It's Austin against the world here.
You will comply. Welcome to Mr. McMahon's Utopia.
This is my arena. My arena. My arena. My arena. My arena.
Yeah, we got fireworks. Woo. All right, so the opening promo, and I mean, don't forget, Dude Love is in the main event, even though we only saw him for about 20 seconds in that video. It's all about McMahon and Austin. It's about conformity. It's about complying. It's about making sure that Austin doesn't leave Over the Edge as WWF champion. McMahon is the evil dictator. He's got Paterson as a bell ringer. He's got Briscoe as a timekeeper. And he's got himself a special guest referee. Who can stop Stone Cold Steve Austin? He wants to. I don't think he can. And 1998 was a weird year because WWE, WWF used a lot of kind of old videos from like wars and past presidents and like that involved in promos. We'll see that as 1998 goes on. But we have got fireworks as we start the show. And Dan, where are we?
We're in your house, James.
We are in your house, 22.
Yes, it is in your house, 22.
2.
And it is Over the Edge.
Yeah,
and we are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
Yeah, the good old Wisconsin Center. It's the 31st of May, 1998. How many people are in attendance, do you reckon, here, Dan?
9.822.
So, oh my God, you're great with that. You can look at a crowd. Dan's got one of these.
9,822, 23.
Yeah, you got one. We did it at the O2. You looked at the O2 and you said there's about 16,482 people in there. And I was like, wow, fucking hell. So that's impressive. And of course, on commentary, we've got Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. How well did this do?
Done a .58.
Which is not great when you consider how well WrestleMania was. Part of the problem for this was, of course, the rematch that we had at Unforgiven between Dude Love and Steve Austin, with Austin kind of being the favourite on this. Maybe people didn't want to buy it, but it should be good. I mean, we've got a stacked card, don't we? Should we just run through that before the action begins?
We have, yes. We've got LOD 2000, Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk with Droz and Sunny versus the DOA, 8-Ball and Skull with Chains.
Yeah, and of course we've seen all the build-up to this, so it should mean more as they come out to fireworks now. We've got Jeff Jarrett versus Steve Blackman. Of course, Jarrett stopped Steve Blackman's undefeated streak on Raw a few weeks back.
We've got a loser leaves town match in Mark Serro versus Mark. We've got a loser leaves town match with Mark Mero versus Sable.
Yeah, and of course she's under contract. 3-on-2 handicap match. Bradshaw and Takamichinoku versus Kaintai, which is Dick Togo, Men's Taiyaki. Oh, fuck, Dick Togo!
And Yamaguchi-san.
Yamaguchi-san.
We've got an Intercontinental title match. The Rock defending against Farouk.
We've got a mask versus mask match, which is Kane with Paul Bearer versus Vader.
We've got a 6-man tag team match. DX, Billy Gunn, the Road Dogg and Triple H with China and X-Pac versus The Nation, D'Lo, Karma and Owen Hart with Mark Henry in their corner.
And then our main event here tonight is for the WWF World Heavyweight title. It's no disqualification, falls count anywhere. Special guest referee Vince McMahon. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Dude Love. But will Austin have anybody in his corner later tonight? I doubt that very much. But here comes the DOA. Chains waiting for 8 Ball and Skull to get out here. And these two teams, well, they were partners recently on Raw, weren't they?
They were, yes.
Yeah, they were teaming up against DX, and then it kind of fell apart from them. They started brawling as the match was going. LOD might be at fault for the DOA losing tag team titles opportunity as well, because they turned it into an 8-man tag on Raw, and then it kind of all hell broke loose. So, like you say, this is the battle of the Ovs.
Ovs Apocalypse and Ovs Doom.
So we'll see what happens. I tell you what I do like, WWE or WWF with their set, they've kind of changed it up a little bit. We can see a couple of crash cars there, like it's, Briscoe's body shop maybe in the arena. You see a shot of Sunny as well. She's not been around recently.
She's been around the whole locker room.
She's been around, yeah, but not around recently.
She's looking fit as fuck, though.
She's looking good, but 98 would be the descent of Sunny.
And we get to watch it.
Yeah, we do, and now we see the new member. I don't know if he's a new member of LOD, but he's starting fighting with them. He's going after Chains. Old puke there.
Darren Drozdoff.
And he introduced part of the LOD, and now it's either 8 Ball or Skull with Animal. And we'll try and get the action underway. We'll try and call it as best we can. And Animal, look at this. Nice shoulder block. It's not been a great few months for LOD as we've been watching them, really, has it? Not since the Outlaws shaved off the mohawk.
No, they've kind of taken away the LOD's powers.
We'll see if their power can return to them tonight. Oh, God.
Well, it doesn't look that good as 8 Ball runs through Animal, drops the big leg drop, but Animal straight up to his feet. The LOD don't like to sell.
No, exactly. Yeah, the old 80s no sell. Damn it, I'm up. And there might be a lot of crap in this, but this is another thing I want to kind of prove to people. Everybody says how great the Attitude Era was. We're going to watch a pay-per-view. We're going to judge it on just how it is. Do you know what I mean? Not like anything else, if the action's any good. So they're going to have to impress us here tonight. Not going to be watching it through rose-tinted spectacles as Animal goes low on 8 Ball.
Tags in Skull.
And Josh checking out Sunny, making sure she's not attacked by Chains. I tell you what, if she was to touch, if Josh was to touch Sunny, LAD might put him in a wheelchair, mate. You know what I'm saying? And now look at this power, Hawk and Skull. These two big hosses. Slap around the face. Go on. We'll get the push off.
Irish whip by Skull. Delivers a back elbow to the head of Hulk. Drops another elbow to the chest. And another. And a third.
I know WWE hasn't got a tag team division, but this is WWF tag team division. You know what I mean? Like, so let's not. Maybe sometimes it's better not to have tag team champions. I know the Outlaws are champions at the moment, but Lee's Rue next in line. And Hawk won't go down for more than a 1 count.
Dude, that's Droz.
Oh, massive power drive. He's got to sell that. No.
Even though it is his finishing move, Hawk bounces straight up to his feet.
I'm not going to sell it, no. And he's up with a net breaker. It's definitely been LOD's match at this moment in time. LOD 2000 with Sunny there. Can she spur them on?
Come in, you Spurs.
Big clubbing blow to the back. Animal gets a tag in. And they've been together nearly 20 years at this point. Hawk picks him up, slams it down, leg drop. But he has to get stopped by Skull. And another slam, and he's going up top now with Hawk.
Skull's up to his feet. Oh, ducks out the way of Hulk, who goes right across to the other corner of the ring, out the other side, and then gets clotheslined by Chains.
Oh, come on now, referee couldn't see any of that. Oh, Jimmy Corderas and John's going after Chains. And it's kicked off on the outside. But it's allowing the DOA to take over on Hawk. And Puke maybe showing his inexperience there. And double boot by the DOA. I mean, has the DOA ever impressed you, Dan, these two men?
No.
Now, I mean, do you know they've been given a lot of chances? Back as Eli and Jacob Blue, the Blues Brothers, where they had really long hair, long beards. Do you know they faced Luger and Bulldog at WrestleMania 11? I know, believe that. And even worse than that, they would then carry on this and team up with Jeff Jarrett as Southern Justice. and then go across to WCW as the Harris brothers and still gain moderate success there. I don't know how they did it, but fair play to them. It just shows if you've got a bit of size and you know the right people, you can make a bit of success for yourself. And as he chains at ringside, of course, Brian Lee, or the fake Undertaker, as everybody would know him.
Underfaker.
And he's kind of taken over from Brian Adams, who was there as Crush, wasn't he? He's doing about anybody really knows. It's just a long-haired dude with tattoos.
That's it, yeah.
And now they're trying to bring Droz in, I suppose, to the LOD, because maybe the LOD need a bit of freshness. I think Hulk needs to tag out at this moment in time. And Sonny has managed tag team champions before, if we go back to WWF history. Who can forget the body donners Skip and Zip? Huh? Chris
I forgot.
Lido, of course, her husband. I mean, he was all right with the whole Shawn Michaels thing. It wasn't a problem.
Who's probably watching?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sonny would be back in ECW by end of the year. Of course, we know what happened by LOD the end of the year, but Hulk fighting out the corner now. Great tag team in there by 8-Ball and Skull. Poke to the eye, distracting referee and a clothesline down.
Changes up doing his part as well. More than Droz is doing in this match.
Well, John's still young. Like I say, he showed the experience earlier. We've got to try and not get involved too much. An Animal, he's getting taunted in as Hulk's getting choked.
A low blow from Chains. You'd have thought Animal would be smarter than that, but he's falling into the DOA trap.
Dan, if I saw you there getting beaten up by two guys, I'd do anything to get in there and help you out. He care about using experience. He's helping his lifelong friend. They've been together basically forever, the Legion of Doom, you know? They're brothers, basically. But 8-Ball and Skull are twins, so technically you've got a little bit more going for them. Twins beat brothers.
God, Sonny's nearly popping out of a top.
Oh, Sonny clapping along. That is definitely Skull in there. Because we just got a close-up of his name tag.
Indeed.
I feel if a wrestler needs to wear it popular, you know, you don't usually get wrestlers coming out here with a name tag saying, hello, my name is Steve Blackman, because you know it's Steve Blackman. But 8-Ball and Skull got the name tags. Again, twins though, but the Usos don't do that now. We know because they're different haircuts. We got used to it.
DOA haven't got different haircuts.
No, they got exactly the same haircuts, exactly the same outfit. They could do the old rope-a-dope if they wanted to. And they're working perfectly in this match. And what a great way to start a WWF pay-per-view. The fans on their feet for this action. On Nitro, on WCW, you get like a cruiserweight match. So, I mean, who would want that?
Terrible cruiserweight matches. But Hawk is finally back to his feet. Fighting out the DOA corner.
Well, he's been put through it in this match, but gets knocked down again. Let's go do it now. He's on the second rope. Doesn't go up often. Now he's going to aim for Hulk.
Foot up. Oh no. Hulk moves out the way. Can he tag Animal in?
Well, we're not sure where he's calling. He's got to find his bearings. And he tags in Animal now. It's a hot tag.
But 8-Ball's in as well. The Animal's running straight through both members of the DOA.
He's on fire, baby.
Well, he was until they stopped him. Looking for a back body drop, but he rolls out of it and clotheslines them both down. Hulk has miraculously recovered and made his way back into the match.
That's one of your favourite bit of tag team wrestling, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Oh, and he dumps Skull out. An Animal Irish whipping. Oh, 8-Ball. 8-Ball misses the clothesline.
It's not a belly to back suplex.
And he's suplexed down and he wants Chains to get in, but here comes 8-Ball and they're switching partners. Like I said, identical. Looking like waiting for us. Draws up. I think he hit the back of Skull and the head was something. Oh!
And LOD get the victory thanks to Droz.
Well, Animal gets the pin and that went all crazy towards the end. LOD getting out there. So Sonny. And Droz helped. So the extra man helped LOD there against the DOA. See the end of it. Let's see work out what happened here. So yeah, Droz was up.
And it wasn't a foreign object, it was just a hand of Droz.
Yeah, like a clubbing blow, clothesline to the back of the head. Animal gets the power slam and the win. I mean, what did you think of that action, Dan?
It went on for ages.
It did, didn't it?
It felt like it was a really long match and nothing really special happened in it.
No, it really wasn't. It was kind of like just, nah. It's two teams of big dudes just
hitting each other and stuff. I weren't that impressed by it. Let's hope, like we said, we've still got a lot more on the paper. Let's hope it improves. So The Rock's come out here, but he's not scheduled to wrestle till later tonight. So I wonder what he's got to say. He's got the Intercontinental title around his shoulder. So how does The Rock feel about the beer capital of the world?
Well, he said, you want to know what I think of the beer swelling capital of the world? Well, I'll have to be doing a lot of bearding to get with these uglies, basically.
He did. But Farouk's just come running out and he's assaulting The Rock. Punch to the head. You see the power driver he gave him on the stage on Raw last week, but now he's got the steel chair.
These two aren't scheduled to go off against each other for another couple of free matches yet.
No, The Rock just wanted to talk to Farouk. Got a chair.
Oh! The Rock managed to get the chair off Farouk, went to hit him. Farouk ducked out of the way and cacaoed himself straight in the face.
Now he's got the power driver. Oh! Right on the edge of that chair. The Rock convulsing. And Farouk sending a message to The Rock, but that's not good. Oh my God, Farouk now taking down a nation. D'Lo and Karma.
And getting out of dodge there when the numbers game was a bit in his disadvantage. Owen Hart comes in and straight into the ring as opposed to taking out Farouk.
Yeah, but intelligence there. And getting one up on The Rock. I mean, a former leader of the nation could be walking out in a kind of champion here tonight. He just left The Rock laying. You see the set with the cars on the side now. I think it's really cool. And they want the doctors out here. Oh, and The Rock now might have... serious voice. The Rock now might have seriously injured himself here, Dan. It's not looking good, and they're bringing out a stretcher.
Oh, finally, they've got a stretcher down to ringside. The nation didn't do a good job protecting their leader.
No. Well, sneak attack by Farouk, but he knows how the nation works. Let's not forget he led them for a couple of years, brought The Rock into it. Now it looks like he wants to take The Rock out.
D'Lo needs to get himself some new trousers because he looks like he's still part of Farouk's team.
Yeah.
They've got a collar and the Dr. Hart is putting on The Rock's neck.
Yeah, well, Owens have a lot of training with broken necks. He's going to make sure The Rock's all right. Ooh, looks painful.
The Rock's neck is too muscular for any ordinary collar, though.
Yeah, he might have had a stinger.
He might have been drozzed.
That stinger's when you hit the back. That's what Austin had in his match with Owen Hart. That's what I'm saying. Owens this. See Jones stinger. It's a be injured in the back of your neck. It sounds all right, but it means when you basically get your C4, your vertebrae get squashed down, and it makes you lose feeling in the rest of your body. It does eventually come back, but it could take up to an hour, couple of hours.
Thank you, JR.
That's my name. And now The Rock on a stretcher, and this is not good. I don't know if The Rock will be able to compete, but I think probably go backstage to Michael Cole. Why don't people answer like that anymore when they get asked the question?
Silly bastard.
Michael Cole says to Austin, is this going to be the last time you walk out as WWE champion? He goes, no, you silly bastard. Well, short but sweet by Stone Cold. When asked if anybody's going to stand by his back, he goes, well, they'd be scared of Vince McMahon, so probably nobody's going to do that. They don't like me anyway, and I don't trust anybody. But now, Dan, oh my God, is that Tennessee Lee in the ring?
It is indeed.
And there's only one thing he's out here for, and that's introducing Jeff Jarrett.
And that is JEFFJARRETT. Yeah. Ain't he shit?
Ain't he great? And look at the get-up he's in now. How is Jeff Jarrett never a main event star in WWE? I'll never know. As he comes out here in a bomber jacket. He looks for retribution over Steve Blackman, who's left him laying a couple of times. He is great, Tennessee Lee. And look at this, coming out here. Got the fireworks as well. The Double J and the Catherine wheels. Wow.
That looks stupid.
That looks great. And now the Jeff Jarrett strut. Well, let's not forget, Jeff Jarrett was the NWA champion with Jim Cornette. Decided to take things a different way. And Tennessee Lee's come here now. Do you think he's brought a more aggressive side to Jeff Jarrett, Dan?
Still think he's an idiot.
Well, he thinks he's great. And we've got all the great. We've got Fink here doing the announcements. It's always great to see him. And here comes the lethal weapon, Steve Blackman. Like I said, was undefeated up until Jeff Jarrett stopped him. What are your thoughts on Blackman? Is he improving week in, week out?
Not really. He's still shit.
Are you wondering why this is on pay-per-view, Dan?
I am, yeah.
Well, again, like we said, the roster wasn't as deep as maybe some thought. The programming for Raw, I think, were a lot better than the views. But let's not forget the last pay-per-view we watched for
WWF was, of course, WrestleMania 14, where they kind of pulled out all the stops, didn't they? So, but we've seen a couple of young stars. You know, Jeff Jarrett surely going to have a future.
Well, if he doesn't, I'm sure he could create his own. Well, don't call me Shirley for starters. But I'm sure if he doesn't have a great future in WWE, he can create his own promotion and make himself champion of that.
I'm sure he can. And Steve Blackman coming out here, the Lethal Weapon, of course, with the luminous sticks, with his display. He's still a young man. The only reason JR's trying to put him over so much because he signed him. Oh, and here comes Blackman. Baseball slide to start.
Well, Jarrett weren't even in, but now he's getting his bell rung. Definitely here.
Irish whip into the barricade. Ooh.
Throws him into the ring. Tremendous power there from Blackman.
And
Going
now,
up top.
can he take out Jeff? Oh.
Lovely missile drop kick.
That was nice by Blackman. Jumps to the second rope.
Drops the elbow onto the head of Jarrett. He's looking quite impressive thus far.
Jeff Jarrett away early. Oh, no.
Drops his head and Jarrett bounces it off the mat.
Well, he is a veteran. His old Jeff Jarrett puts Blackman on the second rope.
Hangs him up. Does a strut.
There's always time for a strut for Jeff Jarrett. Looks to be in a little bit of trouble there, but it's come back into it. And he's right in the corner where Tennessee Lee is shouting instructions. And Jeff likes a taunt.
He does indeed. The old taunt button's definitely getting overused.
Exactly. Oh.
But Blackman's come back into it with a double palm strike to the midsection. Irish whips Jarrett. Oh, who slides between his legs. It catches him in like a bicycle kick.
Now takes him back in the corner. Combination.
But Jarrett looking to jump over Blackman, but gets caught in a German with the bridge out.
Oh.
I think Blackman's shoulders was down too.
Well, he got a 2.
2.
And Jarrett there, shoulder up. Now backed up again.
Hangs Jarrett up in the tree of woe.
Uh-oh, and he could be in serious trouble now. Blackman kicks to the midsection.
Getting wrenched back.
Blackman there just...
And Tennessee Lee hitting Blackman right in front of the referee.
He hit with his hat. Come on now. How much of a hat? How much is a hat going to cause
It could be a 10-gallon hat.
Oh, my God. Blackman there with a kick to Jarrett, knocking him down.
Jarrett was kind of sneaking up behind him, and he certainly got caught with a big kick there.
I was like, Blackman's been torturing Jarrett in this match. But Tennessee Lee's always got an eye out for something.
And he had his eye on Blackman's leg.
I will agree there. That was interference. And Blackman showing again.
Well, he's stalking Tennessee Lee. Jarrett was hiding behind the ring, takes out Blackman.
Well, that was an experience by Blackman. Took his eye off the balls, chased Tennessee Lee, didn't know where Jarrett was. You should always know where your opponent and where you are in the ring. Well, at the moment, at least 2 men are outside.
Well, at least where they are. As Blackman goes back first into barricade.
Oh, and we see Al Snow in disguise joining the Spanish announce team.
Yeah, he's wearing a poncho and got a headset and like a Spanish hat.
Exactly, sombrero.
Sombrero, that's the word I was looking for.
And the Spanish announcer saying, we can't understand you. And Al Snow saying, that's my problem. Head talks Spanish. Why don't you listen to her? He's with McMahon.
Well, McMahon will be out here soon.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's waiting for. He was standing next to Vince McMahon the other week when McMahon was in disguise and didn't know it, nearly missed his opportunity. Will he get tonight? Blackman slams Jarrett down.
Looking for the diving headbutt off the second. Jarrett sits up. Blackman hits the canvas.
Irish whip by Jarrett and a drop kick right on the button. Going for the cover. This must be it.
Oh, Blackman managing to kick out.
Jarrett may be getting a little bit frustrated now. Trying to take out this young lion.
Jarrett with the Irish whip, but Blackman turns the elbow, catches Jarrett. Oh, that's like a swagger bomb, but Jarrett again getting the knees up.
I'm going to make a suggestion to Blackman. Don't come off the second ropes, because every time you do, it seems to hurt you.
Oh, but Blackman managing to bridge out, turns it round, goes for a cover of his own. But Jarrett managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. Jarrett trying to get the pin, and Blackman there showing his strength. And now Al Snow.
Yeah,
oh, come on.
security here to escort Al Snow away from the Spanish announcers.
What was he doing wrong there? Just having a good time.
Meanwhile, in the ring, Jarrett had a cover on Blackman, but Blackman managed to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. And Chad Patton now is getting a bit distracted by Al Snow in the Spanish announce team. It's that Hugo Savinovic's fault.
Carlos Cabrera.
And now Jarrett Irish whipping Blackman, and now the sleeper. Dreaded is going to send everybody to sleep.
I'm already half asleep watching this match. Everyone's more distracted by Al Snow and Head than the match, which don't blame them, really. Can we get a camera cut to Al Snow?
Or maybe a double feature on Al Snow, but this is how he got the near fall, a clothesline by Jarrett. Now Jarrett just trying to stop the blood circulating in Blackman's head.
The arms drop twice. One more and he's out.
And Tennessee Lee thinks this is over. Yo!
No, Steve Blackman just stays in there. Gets an impressive fight back now. Elbows to the midsection.
A big chop to the chest of Jarrett.
With a sleeper of his own.
Jarrett's struggling. Nice facial, but gets out of it.
Oh, back suplex.
Both men down. Again, it's been another long match. It's not a good thing.
That's a bad thing.
And look at Tennessee Lee trying to fan his man there with a hat.
That's the only fan Jarrett's got, apart from James.
Well, Blackman's got lots of fans cheering him on, trying to get back to his feet. Jarrett into the cover. Blackman gets his shoulder up at 2.
2.
Now Jarrett suplex time.
Blackman counters it, gets into a suplex of his own. And rolls to the outside.
It's going to end
up top.
It's going to end in tears, Blackman. Every time.
Springboards over the top rope and gets caught with the feet of Jarrett.
Every time he goes off his feet, he gets caught. And now Jarrett's going to look to put the end to him.
Blackman ducks underneath, double clothesline, both men going down.
Yeah, but that wasn't good. You can see how green Blackman is. And Jarrett, as the veteran, should be bringing it out of him. You can see him talking to him during the match.
Well, if Jarrett was a good wrestler, he'd probably be able to bring it out of him, but he's not.
I don't think Jarrett's a bad wrestler, but like I said, yeah, he hasn't got that ability to help the worst wrestlers out. Otherwise, we'd be talking about the classic between Jeff Jarrett and David Arquette, I suppose. Jarrett dodges the close.
Gets caught in a backbreaker. Jarrett's nearly immediately up to his feet, though. Another Irish whip, spinning heel kick, followed up by a big elbow drop.
Hit
Goes for the cover. 2.
Oh. Well, Jarrett gets shoulder up at 2.
2.
I was going to say, Blackman just went through his repertoire of like every move he knows.
He's starting again now. He's hit another bicycle kick.
He's got his signature.
Lee's up on the apron.
Oh, Tennessee Lee throws his hat down. He is not happy. Blackman's going to get distracted yet again. Tennessee Lee catches Blackman.
Oh, Jarrett nearly catches Tennessee Lee after Blackman ducks. Jarrett's been rolled up, but only managing to get a 2 count.
2. Well, Jarrett didn't hit Tennessee Lee, and he didn't pin Jeff either. Now Jeff's got one of Blackman's sticks, kicks out of his hand, hits Jeff in the face with it, throws it at Tennessee Lee, goes for the cover.
1, 2. Oh, Tennessee Lee didn't get there in time to do it, so Jarrett to do it himself.
Foot on the second bottom row. Oh, my word. And I thought the first match was bad.
Things can only get worse. Oh, Steve Blackman's going up top. This is going to be bad news.
God. What have I said, Steve?
Tennessee Lee hitting Blackman over the back with the stick. Jarrett rolling into the cover. And that's another loss for Steve Blackman and a victory for Jarrett.
All thanks to Tennessee Lee there. I mean, what a long match that was. I don't think looking good after that, to be fair. I mean, Tennessee Lee was probably the star of the match. I mean, Al Snow, sorry, I'm lying to you. Al Snow was the star of this
Most
match.
entertaining part of the match, yeah.
So Jeff Jarrett wins. It's only our second match of the night.
If someone needs to constantly say, ain't I great, it tends to me.
Ain't I great, Dan? Ain't I great?
Point proven.
So our next match is Sable versus Mero. Well, no, it's Mark Mero versus Sable and someone of her choosing. If she can find someone to beat Mark Mero, then she'll be out of this contract owned by Mark Mero. And, of course, let's not forget Women of Property back in 1998. But if Mero wins, Sable has to leave the World Wrestling Federation forever. So Sable was really hot at WrestleMania, weren't she? You know, one of the most popular things building up to it. Do you think they've done right, Mania?
Not really.
What are your whole thoughts on the Sable-Mero rivalry?
Again, terrible wrestlers. That's all I have to say about that. I'm a man of few words.
Today you're a man of few words. Yeah, well, the Sable-Mero feud's been going for a little while now, like we say. But back at WrestleMania, when it was Mero teaming with Sable against Luna and Goldust. And weirdly, Goldust and Luna gone their separate ways because obviously the oddities with Luna and what Goldust giving up the Goldust gimmick. But with Mero and Sable, it was a bit weird because Sable was really popular. And you thought maybe they're going to go their separate ways, but they're kind of dragging it out a little bit. Of course, with Mero being a kind of arsehole like he is, having a contract for Sable, can Sable actually be free of him? You know, is she going to pick someone to actually get the job done against Mero? If she does pick him and they can't get it done, then of course she's gone for the World Wrestling Federation. You lose one of the most popular people. But with Sable, she's not come out here She looks like
she's not dressed for show. She's dressed here to fight. Surely.
Don't call me Shable.
She isn't going to fight off her own back.
Well, I don't know. She's in her wrestling gear, and she might be ready.
It's only just in that wrestling gear.
The women's division, you know, she has been manager of Mero for a while. So what can she do? She thinks she can beat Mero one-on-one.
She's beat Luna.
But Luna's not a man. Mero's like, what? What are you doing, Sable? He looks a bit befuddled. Have you ever seen the Johnny B. Bad gimmick? Do you know, that's not bad. It's Mark Mero's former gimmick, where he came out and it was really kind of theatrical. He'd blow fireworks to the crowd. When Vince McMahon signed him, he thought he'd be able to bring that gimmick with him, but it was actually copyrighted by WCW, so they came up with Mark Mero.
Well, Sable's staying. She got herself into this mess. She's going to get herself out of it. And she doesn't need anyone to fight for her. If anyone's going to win her freedom, it will be her.
Fair play. I mean, you know, I've got no problem with strong women. And Mero saying, like, you must really, really hate me, though. What happened? We used to be friends. We had everything. You were there, I was here. We went together. Well, Mero's now finally having, come to Jesus moment, so to speak. He's realising Sable is really unhappy. He's going to do something he should have done a long time ago. He says, forget about my wrestling career. I want to help you out. And he's not going to do what I think he's going to do, is he?
He's going to lay down for Sable.
Well, she's laid down for him many a time, so it's nice Mero can finally recuperate this. Sable's going to get the victory. She'll be free for Mero. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, no!
Oh, Mero kicks out.
Oh!
Rolls Sable up and gets the free count.
Oh, you bastard, Mark Mero.
He duped her. Well, she is a dumb blonde and she's a female.
Yeah, but she didn't deserve that, Dan. You know, I mean, I know your thoughts on women, but come on now. Mero said he was going to lay down for her and then rolled her up for the free count. I mean, talk about the shenanigans involved in this one. And now Sable, one of the most popular figures in WF, is gone. I bet Mero's got a kind word for her.
So does he still own her?
No, she's gone.
So he doesn't own her?
I think he still owns her, but she's just not part of WF anymore. And Mero's saying to her, get the hell out of WWF, and she's crying. And Mero now singing her a lovely song to say goodbye. And it goes something of, na 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 na, hey hey hey. Well, Mero seems happy with that victory, and he's finally won on pay-per-view for the first time in ages as well. So
yeah,
that's good for him. Well, Mero comes across after this as a piece of shit. So it means that the angle worked well, and we thought Mero was going to do the right thing, but he didn't. He turned on Sable, and now Sable's gone. So that does build heel heat for him, I suppose. So credit for that. We go backstage to Michael Cole. And he's talking about rolling her over and giving her a small package.
Story of James's sex tape.
No, he's talking to Sable. Well, Michael Cole asked Sable how she feels. She said, I can't believe Mero would stoop that low. But she'd just like to thank all of her fans and for all the support. And she's gone, and the King says, yep, she's out of here, so we've got to move on. All backstage, Doc Hendricks with The Rock. The nation surrounds him. He doesn't look good. So Doc Hendricks trying to get word of The Rock. None of the nation want to speak to him, but he's trying to say, if The Rock doesn't defend his title, he loses it here tonight. I think it's a bit unfair, especially with Sergeant Slaughter kind of being against people like Austin. Now he's got a problem with The Rock, you know? I mean, if he can't defend it, we saw what happened earlier, Fruit sneak attack. But anyway, up next, and it's going to get, because we've got Yamaguchi's son leading out Kaientai.
I have, yes, and that is Dick to Go.
It's not Dick to Go, it's Dick Togo.
It is Dick Men with Yamaguchi.
Oh, so that's Funaki. I recognise him. And who Dick Togo is the one behind him as Funaki. And who's the other fella, sorry?
Men's Tio.
So we'll see what they have to offer. They're known as... first known as the Kamikaze Club, but then they changed it because they thought maybe it's a bit too racist. And they've been feuding with Taka Michinoku and Bradshaw. And we've seen Taka and Bradshaw's kind of budding romance on the road, haven't we, you know?
We have indeed, yes.
Teaching him English and then, you know, making sure he can smoke a cigar as well. When that doesn't work, just slapping him around a little bit. But we'll see if Kaientai can impress here tonight.
Well, that Funaki looks like he would make a great announcer, but not on Raw.
No.
On the B show.
But I don't think just a great announcer. I think he'd be like one of the best announcers.
Well, like the number one announcer. And we've got Bradshaw.
Yeah, and he is ready for a fight. Looks like Godzilla's just walked into Japan. And let's not forget Taka Michinoku's a light heavyweight championship. Remember that title belt, Dan?
No, completely forgotten about it.
I mean, it was defended at WrestleMania against Aguilar, probably the last great match of the light heavyweight division. But here we go now.
Bradshaw's taking out 2 members of Kai and Ty.
Well, he's going after Men and Dick, and he's taking them out. And Funaki there, what's Bradshaw doing with Tucker? Picks him up.
Oh
no!
Sends him into all 3 members of Kai and Ty. Tucker lands on his feet. Takes out Yamaguchi-san.
And he's back in there, and what a weird tag team Bradshaw, Tucker, Michinoku are. Well, it's just the height on him. And now Tucker and Funaki going at it. And who forget what great team they would become in a couple of years' time. Tucker reverses Funaki.
Well, Tucker still holds the best elimination from a Royal Rumble match.
So Bradshaw takes himself in. Funaki goes scurrying away.
All of Kai and Ty run away.
Say, oh, Godzilla! They don't want any of the big man.
Oh, big man.
So Bradshaw was feuding with the NWA, and people like the NWA seem to have disappeared now, haven't they? You know what I mean? They had Barry Windham. We've still got the Midnight Express going around. But now they've moved on to Kai and Ty. And Bradshaw tags in Tucker, says, there you go.
So he doesn't do a single move and then tags out.
Mm-hmm. And Tucker now goes for the arm drag.
Oh, but gets clotheslined.
But this is a quicker style of wrestling that we're seeing. Tucker tags in Bradshaw.
And Kai and Ty go scurrying, but this time Bradshaw follows him.
He's chasing all 4 of them. And
they're all scurrying away. None of them want to face Blackjack Bradshaw.
The speed is beating the power at the moment. Look how many people have gone for drinks during this.
Well, we've got to get the crap out of the way, and then we've got a few good matches coming up, so bear with us.
Oh my God, and Dick comes in, slams into the head of Tucker. What's funny about that? I'm just calling it. Big chops there on the chest.
Irish whip by Dick.
There he comes to go. Oh!
Tucker manages to dodge out of the way so he doesn't get hit by Dick.
Oh, Tucker slaps Dick hard, and
then plants Dick into the canvas.
Goes for the cover, 2. Oh. Funaki, and now here comes Bradshaw.
Throws him out the ring.
Men's drop kicks Bradshaw, though. Is that his name? Men's?
Men's. T.O.
Well, T.O. just got caught by Bradshaw. He's got nowhere to go.
Oh, that's Dick.
Slammed down. No, Dick's in the ring. Here comes Tucker. Oh!
Did he nearly take himself out on Barry Cave?
He did, and Bradshaw threw Funaki in the way. Now Bradshaw's got hold of Dick.
Bradshaw's grabbing Dick hard.
He is.
Right by the head.
He's got nowhere to go. But Tucker's in. Bradshaw wasn't legal man. It's Togo and Tucker.
Oh, face first. Plants Tucker into the mat.
Finally, to go ticks out. Tags out.
Well, Dick was looking hard there.
Well, Funaki's in now, so there's no jokes about him. Beautiful suplex there by Show. Goes for the...
Well, it's the little show. Funaki.
Tanaka gets shoulder up at 2.
2.
Tags in Tio. Well, he's chopping and slapping Tucker.
Oh, gets a medium boot.
And now he's got him a Tiger Suplex. Oh!
Just throws Tucker. Goes for the cover. A 2 count.
2. Great elevation there. It just shows great athlete Tucker is. Oh,
and now Dick's in the ring.
Here comes to go. Dick is taunting right now. Thank God we don't watch any Dick Murdoch matches or anybody like that.
Big chop by Dick.
Richard Cockmaster. Oh my God, that's impressive by Togo.
We're in the
exactly,
ring.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. And now he's got him, and the dreaded shoulder claw. It's like a Vulcan grip.
Tucker's managing to fight his way out.
And Bradshaw's still not been the legal man in there. Tucker gets some separation. Oh!
Lovely power slam by Dick. Goes for the cover.
Oh.
Tucker managing to get the shoulder up at 2.
2. Randy Orton. Yeah. It's not the first time we've seen a Dick hit a power slam. And now Funaki and Teo. 3D. Oh!
That was a 3D DDT.
That's it. Bradshaw has to come in. He's just booting away.
He's kicking men's. Teo.
He's not holding back, is he? And now Funaki slams down Tucker.
Dick's going up top.
Oh my God.
Is it?
Here we go. No!
Dick senton.
Jeff must have stole most of his moves. Now Dick pointing at Bradshaw. This is what we're going to do to you. Funaki helping him out. Double team.
Double chop. Double elbow drop.
Funaki's a legal man.
Clubbing blows to the back of Tucker. They're like a United States street gang, as JR says.
Well, Funaki's got the sleeper, but you can see the way He puts on his different to normal. Of course, that's the Japanese-infused style there. And Taka manages to escape it.
Flying forearm. Can he fall in? Tio takes out Taka before he can get the tag.
And Funaki's already back to his feet.
Irish whip. Oh, bit of a slam. Goes Boston Crab into like a Cobra clutch and then followed up by a dick drop kick.
Yeah, all three men getting involved there in a nice submission combination. Again, they're going to double team Taka.
Tio with a seated pile driver. Tags in Togo.
And now Funaki and Togo teaming up on Taka again. Referee's not really had control at all in this.
Oh, Taka manages to duck hit Dick and take out Funaki, and now Blackjack's in. Big boots all round.
Well, spinning heel kicks by Taka, but I think the more effective big boot, by Bradshaw. Funaki grabs the left leg. He's not letting go at the moment. Tio to the top.
He gets caught. He gets slammed down. Funaki gets powerbombed.
But Togo with a low blow from behind.
Dick hit Dick.
I know he wants Funaki to get back up. Tio grabs the hand as well. And look at these taunting on Bradshaw. Oh!
Bradshaw powers his way out. A big boot for Dick.
Oh!
Clothesline from hell to Funaki. Grabs Tio.
Uh-oh. Jesus Christ.
Double underhook fall away. Goes for the cover.
Oh, Togo managing to stop the pin, but Taka Michinoku up in the second top rope.
Missile drop kick from Taka. Now all hell's breaking loose here.
And Bradshaw tagging and tackling, so go on, finish him now with a Michinoku driver. Bang!
Was Dick even the legal man?
It doesn't matter if Dick was a legal man. Funaki and Tio stopped it, and now Bradshaw in. Oh!
Choke slam from Tio.
Togo goes up. Bradshaw closed on the hell of a Tio.
Oh, senton from the top. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God.
And Kantai get the victory over Taka Michinoku and Bradshaw.
Well, they still a victory there, and Yamaguchi-san's happy. Kantai go out the crowd. And they show some good team there, but it's definitely a pick-up in pace, that was, wasn't it?
It was a fun, fast-paced, certainly a pick-up on the crap fest that we've seen so far.
Oh, and Sabre walks out slowly. Yeah, I mean, I think if you put Kantai in today's field, I think they changed the game slightly. If you look on 205 Live, what they're trying to do with Lucha House Party and other teams like this, I think Kantai could really have changed it up. You see the way they team up together. They look like quite a cool team. They've got all these kind of multiple combination of drop kicks, submissions and stuff like this. And obviously, if you go to ECW as well, you can see the guys in six-man tag team matches. That was kind of their specialty, and they kind of really pulled out a few good ones a couple of times. First time they're doing it in WWF at Over the Edge, and I got to be impressed with it, even though it was 3-on-2. Bradshaw lost there, but it was kind of down to Taka Michinoku anyway, so it's kind of weird that they don't have anybody who can team with Taka apart from Bradshaw. But I think, like I said, it was a real step up from what we've seen before.
Yes, and hopefully things are only going to go. So we've got an Intercontinental title match, The Rock versus Farouk. But as we saw earlier, The Rock was he was pile drived onto a chair, and he was wearing a neck brace last we saw. Barely got any feeling in his hands as well.
But
so
if he doesn't defend it, then he loses the title. So I just thought it was going to strip him of the Intercontinental Championship. So will we see a new one? I think we're definitely going to see a new IC champion, because Farouk here looks to be a favourite. But it'll be interesting to see. Like I say, we just saw an advert with "Please don't try this at home" and how dangerous it is. And it's true. We saw it earlier with The Rock getting power drive on a chair. You can't try this at home, children. All right, because you can end up like Owen Hart. So we move on. Farouk's out here now, ready for action. But will The Rock come, or will he forfeit? So the music's hitting, the introduction for The Rock, and you even got to smell what The Rock is cooking. So that's evolving now as well. First time it's been used.
They haven't upgraded his name yet. He's still The Rock, Rocky Maivia.
But they've slightly changed it. It was Rocky Maivia. Now The Rock has been involved. Like I say, we'll see that over the next couple of months when The Rock takes over. But he's not out here now.
So it's the third time they've given The Rock the call.
And he's not coming out here. All right, he might have been taken to the hospital straight away. Not straight. He might be taken to the hospital since we last saw him, if it's that bad of injury.
Well, he was in a bad way.
Uh-oh.
Here comes Sergeant S. Laughter.
I wonder what his announcement's going to be. Going to just straight up forfeit The Rock. He's still the commissioner, even though McMahon's been tightening his grip recently. Well, Sergeant's sort of stumbling over his words somewhat, but I think the gist of it is
Rock's got 10 seconds till he comes out here. Otherwise, he's going to strip him of the title and give it to Farouk. And now Slaughter's counting him down. Oh, on 3. The Rock's music hits yet again.
And the Rock's coming out here in a neck brace.
And Timmy White's saying, come on, you can't compete. Rock's like, I got no choice. And the King points out, and I'm going to say it as well, what a man the Rock is. With a broken frickin' neck, he's going to wrestle an hour later. What a man. Farouk's not going to wait around any longer. Been wanting his hands on the Rock in one-on-one situation since the night after WrestleMania. And he slams him into barricade, slams him into the ring. Oh!
Crutches him on the barricade as well.
This man's got a broken neck, for God's sake.
I don't think Farouk cares about that. He rips the Rock's neck protection off.
And now the Rock has got no protection on whatsoever. And Farouk's going to use it as a weapon. And that hard neck brace across the Rock's face. Well, Farouk's been dreaming of this moment for a long time. Brought the Rock into the nation. And then not only did Rock turn on him, he kicked him out of the group he formed.
Ah.
A huge clothesline. Now, let's not forget Ron Simmons, former WCW World Champion.
Former Gridiron Great.
His number was retired. And Farouk's now going to go after the Rock. And the Rock doesn't want any. Of course, the Rock can get a count out or maybe DQ. That's probably what I'd do. Just get a chair and hit Farouk. Be like, there you go. The Rock can't take it anymore. You know, Farouk's beating him up. The Rock's getting his comeuppance.
Farouk throwing him back into the ring. Doesn't want the Rock to get counted out.
You know, clubbing blows to the back. Farouk knows exactly where to target. Drops his head for the spine buster.
Oh, but the Rock fighting back. Kick to the chest and then clotheslined.
Well, how tough is the Rock to be able to have any offense in this match? Well, Farouk hanging over the apron and the Rock down with the elbow. Straight onto Farouk. And does it again. Maybe he wants to break the neck of Farouk after what he did to the Rock. Of course, the Intercontinental Champion, Intercontinental title on the line. Rock's member.
Youngest Intercontinental Champion of all time as well, James.
Yeah, so the Rock's got a lot of things going for him. He is definitely the future. And I would say Farouk is a stepping stone. The Rock has to get by. Will he tonight? Slams Farouk down.
Looking for the people's elbow.
Shoots the eyebrow.
Bang. Hits the mark.
And now goes for the cover. Bit nonchalantly, though. Oh.
Farouk managing to get the shoulder up at 2.
2. The Rock may be a little bit shocked by that, but he is overconfident. Sometimes that works for him, sometimes it doesn't. He seems to be growing strength back now, the Rock is as well. Throwing those right hands. Uh-oh.
Farouk desperately trying to fight back, but Rock's bringing the fight to him. Getting the upper hand.
And now Rock, Irish ripping Farouk.
Oh, Farouk with a comeback though. Kicks the Rock low, slams him into the mat. Damn!
It's not pretty, but it's effective, and he's targeting that neck. And now Farouk slamming the Rock.
Headbutt to the shoulder. Goes for the cover. The Rock managing to kick out.
Oh.
Goldberg fucking sucks.
And now Irish rip to the Rock. Rock dodges it.
Plants him with the DDT. Goes for the cover. 2. Oh. Farouk kicking out of 2. Rock goes for it again. Another 2 count.
2. And now Rock laying the boots down on Farouk. We see no nation interference yet either. Maybe the Rock said to his boys, look, I want to do this and prove that I'm a better person than Farouk.
Well, the Nation have got their own match coming up, so they're probably preparing for that as well.
Oh, no. Farouk hit the spine buster. Goes for the cover, but the Rock cleverly rolling to his back, trying to block it.
Rolling to his belly.
Onto his belly, he's trying to block it. But Farouk's like, no, I'm going to go for cover anyway.
No, the Rock had his foot on the bottom rope.
Well, he counted 3. But, yeah, referee noticed it, said no. And Farouk's getting frustrated. Does this give the Rock enough time to recover? And now the Rock from behind on Farouk.
Farouk had eyes in the back of his head, though. Saw it coming. Blocked the Rock. Clubbing blows to the back of his neck. The Rock takes out Farouk's feet. Rolls him up. Feet on the top rope. Manages to get the victory.
And the referee didn't see that. And Farouk is not happy. He's got the Rock. Oh!
Plants him again with a seated pile driver.
He's not finished. Farouk's lost his shit here tonight. The rule of the nation, not again, no!
Second seated pile driver. Owen Hart comes out.
Oh, finally the nation out here. D-Lo, Karma and Mark Henry. Well, this is finally going to stop the assault on the Rock, but now this is 4-on-1. Oh, wait a minute! DX is out here to even the numbers!
So is Farouk DX's newest member.
Well, the crowd are really into it, and I think they're just helping out what is a horrible numbers game. And Triple H obviously got a problem with the nation. And X-Pac the Outlaws there. When Rock gets karma and own heart, he is still Intercontinental Champion. And they're using the T-shirt as a kind of brace now. But DX come making a save, and well, that's probably one of the biggest cheers of the night.
Indeed, yes.
I've expected more for that Rock Fruit match, to be fair, if it was going to be the end of it. And they don't have another singles match on paper. I thought The Rock would win maybe cleaner than that, I think it would be fair to say. Especially Buster at the end, you were just kind of like, what? Was that actually a mistake or what?
It was a bit of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, and then the pin on the ropes by The Rock as well, kind of overdone with. You would expect a rock bottom and a victory. And then you see
putting him over as a heel.
You see a couple of words from Farouk and Triple H there. Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it? You know, he's kind of crafty, getting the job done. And the King's not a fan of DX, they're trying to steal the spotlight, but I don't see it as that. So Kane is on his way to the ring and looking for retribution, revenge, maybe? I mean, you have to go back February time to No Way Out pay-per-view before Kane and The Undertaker even put hands on each other. And Kane taking out Vader, hit him over the head with a wrench. And then Vader recently returned to action. This is why mask versus mask, because Vader's apparently is horribly disfigured as well. And of course, we all know about Vader, Kane's burns, don't we? So,
well, as you know, as you're saying, it is a mask versus mask match. Will we see what Kane's hiding under is, or will we see Vader's horrible disfigurements under his mask?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't know what we're going to see. And of course, we talk about horrible news recently. Paul Bearer, of course, is the father of Kane. That's been proved due to DNA testing. So it looks like Bearer, Mrs. Undertaker, was a very busy lady.
Well, it's time. It's Vader time.
Yeah, there's been no sign of The Undertaker, even though there was altercation between him and Kane on Raw. But Vader's out here and he's ready for action. Were you a fan of Vader?
Not really. The Mastodon is here.
Yeah, so Vader's coming out here now. And I think they could have done a lot more with Vader. He debuted in January 96 in the WWF, but with an injury, which meant then he had to write him out storylines for a few months. And he came back, never really the same. He lost to Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 96 for the title. Never really considered a kind of heel monster after that. I think it's a bit of a shame. I think he's definitely got the size. And I think what he could do in the ring, you know, Vader bombs and moonsaults off the top, were quite impressive as well. But I think Kane, if we're looking at it now 20 years ago, Kane is definitely the future monster compared to what Vader's been. Vader's been hugely successful in Japan. Of course, let's not forget WCW as well, being champion. And Kane's still early into his career. He's only really faced The Undertaker, Kane, Mankind on pay-per-view since his debut in October 97. See if this match is any different. I've got a feeling it could be a slobber knocker.
It's definitely going to be a slugfest between these two big guys. Not going to see a classic catch-can style wrestling.
I don't think you will. And Kane rocking Vader back to the corner. But Vader reverses the Irish whip.
Oh, Vader with a suplex attempt. Kane reversing it and managing impressively to suplex Vader. Looking to drop the elbow, but Vader rolls out the way in time.
And just like The Undertaker sits straight back up again. Barely selling the move there. So Vader comes up with a different strategy.
I do hope when Vader takes his mask off, it's The Undertaker underneath. I think that would be cool.
And he's clubbing to the back of the head of Kane, just grabbing the hair, and then a big face-first clothesline. I think that was Vader with the offensive move. Didn't look like it at the end, though.
Well, Kane getting up straight away. We've seen LOD not selling, but I think Kane no sells for the right reasons.
Yeah, well, Kane trying to get Irish whip there, Vader hanging on.
Kane with a short arm clothesline taking down the Mastodon.
Vader sent it to the top turnbuckle now. Vader sent it to the top turnbuckle now. Kane with the right hands. Kane picks up Vader, shows his strength. Vader must weigh at least 450 pounds here.
At least 560 pounds, yeah.
God. And Kane, don't get me wrong, he's got some height on him. He must be about 7'2". Comes off the top rope.
Oh, thunderous clothesline takedown on Vader.
Just not forget, Kane was set on fire last month. And he's recovered brilliantly, I would say. The arm doesn't look damaged at all. Maybe it had burns on it already.
Well, he's used to burns. I mean, I've heard a few rumours.
Rumour has it
that Kane is horrifically burnt underneath that mask, hence why he wears it. We've not even heard him talk. I don't think he can talk.
I think his vocal cords were damaged in the fire. That's what Bearer tells us.
A man like Kane could never, ever be a senator.
No, I don't think he could. And he big boots Vader down, starts choking him.
Well, he's that yanks him.
And then he slowly just dismantling Vader piece by piece as his daddy watches on.
After he slipped the salami to Mrs. Undertaker.
Exactly. Bearer's so happy to see his boy. And now the slugfest breaking out. That's what Vader's been doing, trying to grabbing hold of Kane's face.
These two big dogs.
Well, this is bowling shoe ugly. But Kane rocks Vader.
Is Kane trying to rip the mask of Vader off already? Not even waiting until the finish of this match. Just wearing a big man down. The longer this match goes on, I'm sure the more it favours Kane. He's carrying a lot less weight. The fans are certainly behind Vader. And they're helping him get back into this match until Kane halts it. He's got Vader around the throat, looking for that dreaded choke slam. Oh, plants Vader.
Well, that could break the mat, and Vader rolls outside for the best thing to do.
The ref trying to stop Kane, but Kane's scaring him.
And what's Vader got in his hand? Some sort of wrench. Hits Kane in the midsection.
And clubs him across the back. Twice.
And Bearer was distracting the referee, so Vader got away with it. Vader Irish whipping Kane.
Follows up with a big splash and a huge clothesline. Now Kane getting dragged in position for the dreaded Vader bomb, perhaps.
Now here comes Vader on the second rope. Kane's just about to be demasked. No, wait a minute.
He's going up to the top.
Here comes Vader with a moonsault.
Oh, but Kane, luckily enough, sitting up and getting out of the way. Washed flat if that had hit him.
Well, it was all or nothing, and Vader hit nothing, and now Kane's looking to pick Vader up.
He can't tombstone him.
He's got him up. Oh! Tombstone down, pins him, looks him right in the eyes. 3. Kane pins Vader. My God.
And Bearer's walking into the ring and he's smirking.
He's not got a cigarette in his mouth. He's just happy that his son has beaten Vader. Now Vader has to be unmasked. But, I mean, that was ugly. And now Kane, talk about ugly. He's going to unmask Vader. Oh, my God, that's bad.
That is hideous.
That is bad.
Mask him up.
My God, please put censorship on there.
That's worse than seeing Mae Young's titties.
And Paul Bearer, though, wants the Vader mask. And that suits him. Time. Maybe that's what he wore there. And he's even doing the Vader thing.
Well, Vader's a lot smaller than Bearer.
So it is Bearer time. Well, he's happy about that as Kane comes out. I didn't expect anything less from that match. I think that's what I can say about that. It was bad, but I think that was the point to going at it. You expect the power moves, you expect the kind of slugfest that it was, and Kane gets a victory, and hopefully he can try and improve now. If he moves away from The Undertaker, he still becomes a part of him. It's nice that he's not just forgotten about, and he's going to be a big part of the future.
Indeed, yes.
Well, I don't think Vader is, though. Vader seems pretty upset right now. But you talk about power, chokeslam, and the tombstone by Kane. That's one of my favourite promos of all time, that is.
Nothing but a big pig, a fat piece of shit.
Yeah, he let everybody down. That's what he says to Michael Cole. And Vader said he made a mistake coming back. And who can blame him? You know, Vader's not happy about it, so...
He looks like an overweight Hulk.
Well, we'll find out what happens with that. Maybe it'll be the fourth member of LAD. Oh, Mark Cole's in the ring now. Mark Cole's going to introduce 2 greatest wrestlers of all time. King says, I don't know. What did he say?
I didn't know I was getting in the ring.
Oh, my God. Here's 2 legends now. As far as Luna's not helping him out.
Mad Dog Vachon. We won't take you all the way to the ring, mate.
Well, if you think Mad Dog's walking funny, you don't know why. It's because he's got a fake leg.
Ah.
And it's been used in a match on this podcast in Shawn Michaels versus Diesel, where they pulled his leg off and used it there. But yeah, he is a real innovator back in the day of just kind of being like, the crazy wrestlers that we all know and love now.
George the Animal Steel.
Exactly. No, it's Milwaukee's own, the Crusher. And I'm not going to go into detail because everybody knows about the Crusher.
Oh, Mad Dog Vachon's finally not in the ring. Bless him. So these 2 going to have a match?
They're not going to have a match, no.
Oh,
no.
that would have been fucking awesome.
Mark Cole's paying tribute to the legends, and they'll be on Nitro next week, Wrestling Macho Man. So
they don't do this at WrestleMania no more then?
No, no. This See, Mad Dog says Luna has the right stuff as King is belittling, berating this lovely moment. Well, Crush talking there, just brilliant, but the King's had enough. King's not letting this happen. Oh, hang on a minute, Mad Dog, don't get out just yet. King says, you two old farts come out here. Crusher taking off his jacket, Cigar's not moved yet. Well, the King being his heelish best, couple of zingers there, and he's trying to get the wooden leg out. And now Crusher's got the King! Oh!
Well, the infamous polo punch and King scarpering.
Oh, King. He's been beaten up by the Undertaker, by Austin, and now by the Crusher. Mad Dog's down. King is not taking this.
That old idiot hit him right in the throat, and King ain't happy with that at all.
Nice handshake by Mad Dog and Crusher. Well, the King serious, so he's taking off his jacket.
He's ready to wrestle.
Real leg, take the fake leg off. He's got the fake leg off. And Crusher's got his t-shirt off now.
Oh dear.
This is like the 70s all over again. The fans not... Oh, King throws the leg.
And then runs out of the ring.
And this was what was going on in Attitude Era pay-per-views. And everybody said, Attitude Era is the greatest pay-per-view. It's the greatest era, the Attitude Era. Let's go back and watch Attitude Era. And then you get stuff like this. That's on there. The Crusher and Mad Dog.
Well, who doesn't love someone getting their false leg ripped off?
King's back in again.
Oh, and he eats some foot. Is that a double team move?
Yeah, double boot. At least Vachon got in some offense. My God.
Well, Mad Dog's going to go back and get legless.
Well, Crusher dishes out a little bit more punishment. King threatening to hit a child. Oh, there you go. Mad Dog leaves the area.
Moving swiftly on with the... As if we could top Howling Mad Dick Murdoch and whatever his name is, the Crusher.
Mad Dog Vachon.
That's the one.
So after some legends, we're going to get the Degenerates coming out here now. Triple H led new improved from the night after WrestleMania. X-Pac, of course, the tag team champions, the New Age Outlaws, along with the world's strongest man, China. And this should be a great one going up against the Nation.
Should be an all-out war. It's a 6-man tag match.
And X-Pac's still not wrestled in WWE since returning yet.
No.
Something cool about seeing old DX doing it, though, isn't it? Shot with the fireworks behind.
It is indeed, yes. Just think 2 of the original members aren't there.
Well, there's China holding the European title. Of course, Triple H holds it. Let's not forget, he is European champion. They've got the tag team titles as well.
They have all the gold.
And they've been on a war with WCW this past month.
X-Pac, so we can say something derogatory about WCW.
Yeah, Bischoff is a homo.
Hogan's old.
So now that was DX going through all their spiel and all the introductions, and now it's time for the Nation. Owen Hart has, got the same leadership as The Rock. They were saying a couple of weeks ago on Raw, so he might be leading the charge with D'Lo Brown and, of course, Karma, the Godfather, coming out here, and Mark Henry, the manager.
Yes, and him and China have some history and some future. So does Eddie in China. Fucking hell. Everyone's been in China. So is that The Rock's theme, but just without The Rock talking over it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's basically what the Nation is. But then again, when they came out, when Triple H was out in singles action, that was mainly just the DX thing, wasn't it? I know the Outlaws got different theme. But it's like D'Lo still wearing the Nation from Farouk, isn't he? And so is Karma.
Karma, yeah.
Yeah. So only really Owen Hart's changed it up.
Well, he never was part of the Nation, was he?
No, but he said he is now, and he said enough's enough change. Triple H always had the numbers, so he's going to team up with the Nation. He was unsuccessful at WrestleMania 14 against Triple H, European title.
And the King's still going on about the Crusher of Mad Dog Vachon. Take it, Milwaukeeans don't like Canadians.
D'Lo's going to start off with Road Dogg. D'Lo's got the arm of Road Dogg early, trying to twist it around.
He's going to hammerlock him, but Road Dogg easily escapes.
D'Lo with a big shoulder block there, showing off his skill and his neck taunting. He has got my favourite neck taunt of all time, but he shouldn't be in the ring with Droz. Now he's talking trash to Road Dogg. Now D'Lo's got Road Dogg on a side headlock. Again, shoulder block by D'Lo, takes Road Dogg down, and another one.
Runs right through the roadie.
You might say the Nation has the power advantage, and then you see a shot of China, and you're not sure.
Indeed, yes. And the most powerful man of the Nation is standing ringside. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is.
But to be truthful, might be because of a menacing presence, but it's probably because he can't wrestle that well, so he just get hidden in a kind of management type of thing. But we were talking earlier about Oscar and Goldberg's streak. Not many people who could beat both, and China here at ringside could definitely, I think, get the job done on both occasions.
Same time.
At the same time, in a triple threat match, just pin them both.
A 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen her on a lot of 2-on-1 handicap matches.
But she wasn't at a handicap.
No, she wasn't in the wrestling ring. And Road Dogg now with the arm drop on D'Lo and a big right hand.
And Road Dogg's up and dancing and telling the rest of the Nation to suck it. He gets a thumb to the eye from D'Lo, though, who tags in Owen Hart, who hops over the top rope and runs straight into a clothesline from Badass.
Well, Billy's there, and he means business, and he powers Owen back to the turnbuckle.
Some big right hands and a kick to the midsection.
Irish whip to Owen Hart, and then picking him up. Gorilla press, slamming him down.
Got the muscles on Billy. Billy's got some guns.
But Owen's got Hart as he gets Gorilla pressed up again, dodges from behind.
Hart with a backslide. Billy holds onto the top rope, but gets caught in a spinning heel kick.
Billy Irish whipped it, dropped. And now Owen going to go for the sharpshooter early.
Oh, but he gets a thumb to the eyes for his trouble. Tags in Triple H.
And Triple H has had Owen Hart's number, but it's the first time they've been in the ring in a long time on pay-per-view, and that Triple H has been cheered. And now look at the rapid-fire right hands by Triple H. Triple H has said before, Owen Hart's like a scab. You just can't get rid of.
He's like a nugget.
But the atomic drops Triple H.
Oh, and a tilt-a-well backbreaker. Very impressive from Hunter.
But Owen gets the shoulder up at 2.
2. So when do they come out dressed as the Nation in the most racist skit ever?
It's coming up. It will be the next couple of months.
It's very racist.
Literally from now on until September, it's Nation v DX. Every pay-per-view involves it. They start getting X-Pac involved with European title and stuff. Now Road Dogg with a snapmare on Owen Hart.
Oh, lovely leg drop. Goes for the cover.
Ooh.
Oh, but Owen managing to kick out.
Hart just looks happy to be there. Oh, come on now.
The referee must have seen that.
Triple H went into Owen hit him with a low blow. Come on now.
In comes Karma.
Well, Karma's out to get Triple H. Sends him into the top turnbuckle. Now a huge right hands.
Irish whip to the opposite corner. Follows up with a big splash.
Mark Henry's like, yeah, that's the way you do it. He'll keep a close eye out on the action as well. But at least Triple H has got the Outlaws in his corner. They talk about great tag team wrestling. They know exactly how to do it. But he tags in. Going after Karma.
Karma with a kick to the midsection.
Thank God Mr. Ass is not going against Dick Togo. And D'Lo tags himself in. And he's beating down on Billy. Billy getting beaten up that often.
Catch him in the moves that don't work. The slingshot to the turnbuckle and then follows up with a thunderous clothesline.
Now Mr. Ass back to his feet.
Tags in Triple H.
Now Triple H stumping a mud hole and walking at Jai in the corner on D'Lo.
And then telling him to...
Oh, Triple H with big right hand. D'Lo and Owen telling the crowd go fuck themselves.
Drop tie high by Triple H. Shake, rattle and knee drop.
Going for the cover, but D'Lo managing to get the shoulder up at 2.
2.
D'Lo getting beaten out. Kim makes a good point about weak links, and they probably think it's D'Lo. I mean, DX, probably got to say it's Road Dogg being a weak link.
I don't know. Because the Road Dogg has been... He's got some intelligence that the other two might not have.
And now Billy's got D'Lo. Going to try and suplex him.
Lovely suplex by Mr. Ass.
Goes for the cover, but D'Lo again showing his toughness to get the shoulder up. You got to think there. I've been focusing on D'Lo these past 5 minutes or so. It's been DX. It's not been your kind of normal tag team match where the kind of heels are in control. Karma and Owen Hart just taking their time. This is basically a tag team division at the moment. You've got DOA, LOD, DX, and the Nation. Let's see more DX Nation. Triple H tells D'Lo to suck it.
Drops the knee to his forehead. Goes for cover. 2. With Karma in to break it up.
Yeah, I think he's finally had enough. X-Pac with a cheap shot on D'Lo Brown.
I didn't think the King liked DX.
No, he didn't, but he liked that. Maybe he just likes anything that's underhanded. D'Lo finally gets his tag out, load of Karma. And he's choking out Road Dogg on a turnbuckle. Road Dogg coming out, fighting out of it. The old roadie.
Owen Hart with a cheap shot to the back of the head of Road Dogg. But clocks Owen Hart, knocks him off. But Karma straight back on the attack.
Yep, Blue Blazer hits the barricade. Sexual Chocolate Lair watching on alongside Rockabilly and Hunter-Hearst Helmsley. Of course, the 1-2-3 kid at ringside. Nice move by the Godfather.
Yes, and the one Billy Gunn looking to get back into the action. D'Lo Brown's the only one that hasn't got another alias, has he?
No, he was in that weird group with Mosh, wasn't he, when they were with Tiger Ali Singh, but count that. I think that was just punishment for, the whole Droz thing. Owen now's got Road Dogg. He's tagged himself in, and he's pole-driven Road Dogg going for the win. Road Dogg managing to kick out.
Ah.
And he's definitely calling the shots in this one, telling Karma and D'Lo what to do. Owen now with a beautiful going for cover again. Road Dogg doesn't get the shoulder up because Triple H has to pull him off. See, and Owen saying, come on, quick, come in.
Triple H is distracted. Oh, and they rip apart the legs of the roadie.
D'Lo's in. Referee's asking, you get tagged? Mark Henry said, yeah, we got the tag. I believe him. He looks like an upstanding individual.
Indeed, yes. But D'Lo, he is the longest-serving member of the nation.
He is. And I think he may be. Oh, Road Dogg's going to go cover him. Obviously, apart from Owen Hart, like I said, he's the workhorse. You're always going to stick him in there, aren't you? Because he can get the job done. I think that's what his role's been with the nation. Just get the shit kicked out of him. Oh, we see him get a stunner on top of the fucking Stone Cold pickup truck, didn't we?
Yes, we did indeed.
So D'Lo likes to take a lot of punishment. He's wearing down Road Dogg now. Trying to just watching on intently. Road Dogg trying to get up from the submission.
Oh, but D'Lo had a handful of hair, rips Road Dogg back down to the mat.
Oh, now Road Dogg, shake, rattle and roll. But D'Lo catches him, sky high. D'Lo's in the neck as well, that's what we like to see. Goes for the cover, but I think it took too long. Billy Lowe has to stop that.
Yeah, it didn't look like Road Dogg was going to kick out.
Oh. Now Owen in, pretend to make the tag. Owen Irish whip, Road Dogg dodges it.
Flying crossbody by the roadie, goes for the cover, but Owen managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. And now Owen's going to go for the sharpshooter on Road Dogg.
Triple H gradually making his way into the ring.
Picking his spot. Sharpshooter, that's twice now, it's been stopped.
Owen tags in Karma.
Karma slams down Road Dogg and he's looking to go up.
Vader bomb. No.
Now Karma with a clothesline on Road Dogg.
And Jesse James managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. Now back to the sleeper.
It's more of a chin lock, isn't it?
Karma's got the submission in. Road Dogg struggling, maybe fading a little bit. Referee's going to check his arm. Well, it's got to go down 3 times.
2.
If it goes down again, it means the match is over.
Oh no, his left hand catches his right hand from falling. And our roadie's trying to get his way back into this match. Couple of elbows to the midsection. Sunset flip.
Oh no, in stopping the referee, so he can't see the pin.
Even though there wasn't one.
And D'Lo in now with Road Dogg.
And now, as you say, D'Lo was beaten down by DX, and now it's Roddy's turn to get beaten down by the Nation.
Yeah, Road Dogg is in serious trouble. D'Lo now going to go up. He's going to get the D'Lo. Oh! Moonsault, and now go for the cover, but I don't think the shoulders are down. Triple H's like, come on, ref. Shoulders have got to be down. Now D'Lo off the second rope.
I thought he was going to go for an elbow drop, but he actually looked to hit a senton.
Well, Road Dogg dodged the momentum. D'Lo went splat, and now Road Dogg looking to tag in either Billy or Trips. D'Lo took his time to stop Road Dogg. Road Dogg crawled under the leg lock, tagged in Billy.
Oh, on fire, baby. Takes down D'Lo, takes down Owen, takes down Karma. Turns his attentions back to D'Lo. High back body drop. Clotheslines Owen. Clotheslines Karma.
I think Billy's got one of the best hot tags in. And now Triple H's coming to stop Karma. Road Dogg with Rowan.
Karma's always going to find you though, James.
And it's Billy and D'Lo in the corner. Irish whip. Reversed by D'Lo.
China's got Owen Hart.
Famous by Billy Gunn.
Mark Henry's going round there to pull China off.
Karma with Triple H, but they're going their separate ways now. And now Billy's got thrown the title belt. D'Lo's up. Oh.
Spiked pile driver.
Well, the referee can't see it. Karma gets... Well, no, Karma throws Billy out.
Triple H throws Karma out.
The referee's trying to control China and X-Pac. Owen's in. Owen's got Triple H in a pedigree.
Pedigree's Triple H onto the title.
And now Owen go for the cover. 1, 2, 3.
And Owen Hart gets the victory over Triple H.
Well, I think it's Owen Hart's first match since they've been feuding. But fair enough there. I mean, it went a bit crazy at the end, but what are your thoughts on that match?
That was quite an entertaining match. It was definitely improvement on what we've seen earlier. And, yeah, you know, it was... there's a good lot of talent in these 6 guys, as well as, you know, who's at the ringside as well.
Yeah, and we're keeping them apart still. You know, The Rock still being kept apart from Triple H right there. Triple H actually getting pinned makes Owen Hart look a bit of a, I would say, an equal in that respect. And I think it's a good business decision in joining the Nation. I think the Nation definitely needed the victory in this one, though. Look at DX, they're popular no matter what. So I think with the Nation getting the win, they needed it. It's been a great night for the Nation, and then we can hopefully move on with the kind of DX Nation feud in the next few months. So, no, I was really pleased by that. Let's see if we can see any replays. What happened? Mark Henry, like I said, took China off the apron.
China outpowering the world's strongest man.
So Triple H brought it in. It was his own downfall in the end.
Before Droz was crippled, they used to use a fucking pile driver an awful lot, didn't they?
I mean, considering it nearly crippled Austin like a year ago, and they were still pile driving everybody.
JR. Poor Triple H nose first into that title.
Well, we'll have to check later on with the doctors, make sure there's no permanent damage. And X-Pac and China aren't happy. But up next, it is the WF Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Dude Love. But there's so many carrots to it. We've got a guest referee,
Mr. McMahon.
We've got a guest timekeeper,
Jerry Briscoe.
And of course a guest ring announcer,
Pat Patterson.
So how can he overcome these odds? Let's have a look at the promo.
Should I fire Stone Cold Steve Austin? Not yet.
The #1 contender for the WWF title.
I am Dude Love. And over the edge, Vince McMahon might have stacked the cards against Stone Cold Steve Austin by having a little timekeeper.
The esteemed Gerald Briscoe.
Uh-oh.
A bell ringer.
Hall of Famer, Pat Paterson.
And himself as a special referee.
I don't care if he's Stone Cold or who he is. There's no way he can overcome these odds.
But I really don't give a rat's ass about all that.
It was one individual, and only one individual, me. That person drained the venom from the rattlesnake's poisonous head. Me.
Hit dude with a chair. Oh, and Austin with it. Austin McMahon. That's Vince McMahon.
I assaulted Stone Cold Steve Austin and got away with it. I thank you very much.
Wow. Oh, look out. Oh, no. This is about to pick up right here. Here comes the rattlesnake.
You are the world's dumbest son of a bitch. So, since I was assaulted, I want you to do your job and arrest that piece of trash right now.
What's he talking about?
I'm Vince McMahon.
Look at this. Barney bought the company. They're going to cut the boss.
Take it down. Take it down.
The leader of the wrestling world is being cut.
apologize to the former WWF champion. Now unhandcuffed.
That's not how you get. I ain't gonna accept that. I ain't gonna accept that. Take his ass to jail.
Come on,
If he ain't gonna apologize to me, take his ass to jail.
No. Let me try it again.
I apologize. I accept his apology. He's a good kid.
How dare you have me arrested in public like a common criminal and then place conditions upon my release? A condition of apology, which I did not mean. Another condition, that should someone volunteer to stand guard while I officiate the match at the pay-per-view this Sunday, to ensure that I call the match fair and square. I accept that condition too, because there isn't one WWF superstar on the roster that can intimidate me. Not one.
What's he doing, JR? Hey! The Undertaker! With a giant hand right on the neck! Oh no! Choke slam! Choke slam! McMahon got choke slam by the Undertaker! The WWF champion is the winner! Paterson Briscoe! Get away, man! Paterson! Austin is gonna put the hell out of Vince McMahon right here! No! I gotta help him! There's too long! There's too long! Get in here! Save it! Oh, God! The chair shot right to dude's face! Stone Cold has just committed career suicide! Right! Stone Cold! How can he overcome these odds this Sunday on pay-per-view?
Well, as we mentioned on the opening credits to this pay-per-view, it is all about Austin and McMahon. Been literally no mention of Dude Love in this entire promo. It's all about Austin and McMahon's game of one-upmanship. And, you know, that these two, they would have a pivotal part to play in the whole Attitude Era. And, you know, it is good to see how this escalates and how this goes on between these two guys.
Yeah, most definitely. We've seen it at Raw, haven't we? This past month, the kind of Dude Love being manipulated to be a part of this by Vince McMahon, and saying you got to go out there and destroy your best friend Terry Funk. You know, pull his heart and have the heart above your head, and then you'll be number one contender. And he's doing it again now, and it's all about using people and provoking him. He's using Jerry Briscoe, Pat Patterson, Sergeant Slaughter to his whim. You know, as he used them as the Stooges. He says no one is intimidated by Vince McMahon. That's why no one's going to stand in Stone Cold Steve Austin's corner. He's the most powerful man in the wrestling world. And the only reason he can't get rid of Austin, even though he hit him with a chair at Unforgiven, is the fact is he wants to make Austin's life a living hell. We saw that kind of famous look after being arrested on Raw by admitting that he assaulted Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then that kind of look of pure evil as he got released from the police car. And he wants, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Austin as no longer WWF champion, and he'll do anything to come. And we see Doc Hendricks as well talking to Vince McMahon, Joe Briscoe, and Pat Patterson backstage.
McMahon, the moment of truth is upon us, and perhaps you are the only person in this building that can answer this question. When the final bell rings tonight, will we have a new WWF champion?
That's up to Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, you know, whether he wins or loses, not up to anybody else. I'm going to be very, very impartial, unbiased. And you gentlemen can do your jobs as well, I assume.
Yes, sir, Mr. McMahon.
I can't wait to announce a new champion tonight.
Well,
this has been my dream.
It's not a guarantee. I mean, I am going to call it fair and square. However, let me say this. If Stone Cold Steve Austin in any way assaults me at any time during this match, I will stop the match, strip him of the title, and award the WWF Championship to Dude Love. And let me say this. By my hand only will this match end. If I give the timekeeper, wait a minute. If I give the timekeeper the signal to ring the bell, then it's over. If I count 1, 2, 3, it's over. By my hand only.
All right, thank you, Mr. McMahon. JR King, back to you. Here we go.
Vince says, the only way this match ends here tonight is when my hand hits the mat. 1, 2, 3. No other way, no other referee, nothing can get involved in this. So now Finkel's got a long line of notes introducing Pat Patterson, of course the first ever Intercontinental Champion. He comes out here and the crowd go banana. A role model for children, a friend to us all. Does that explain Pat Patterson or not? And look at Briscoe coming out here and he's smirking.
No, James hasn't got a cigarette in his gob. He's just got a mouthful of jizz.
And the Briscoe bros, and he's got the phone number there of the body repair shop. As Jerry comes out here. Telling us the location as well. It's great advertising. 813-879-4421. Yeah, you wondered why it was so long.
I'd rather fucking Mad Dog Vachon walk out into the ring and then fucking walk out again.
Attitude Era pay-per-views, everybody. Patterson, Briscoe are doing Hall of Fame-worthy long induction ceremonies. My God, and look, McMahon gets introduced and he is jacked for this one.
And he's getting a Roman Reigns reception.
And he's getting shit thrown at him as well. Not very nice welcome here. And the King, there you go, standing ovation by the King. What a nice guy Jerry is. Well, apart from taking a man's leg earlier, but we'll skip over that bit. My man is intimidated by no one.
That fan in the crowd, fuck you, you piece of shit.
Shakes Patterson's hand. Shakes
Briscoe's hand.
Here we go, another introduction. So then Patterson introducing Dude Love's rags to riches like story. Here comes Dude Love. Dude Love. Dude's coming out, his teeth's intact, his hair's still cool, and he's got the jacket on. So they're all happy with each other. Dude Love and McMahon, look at this. Lovely. They're already celebrating like they are WWE champion. Oh, look at, how did he do that?
That's magic.
So really long entrances for Patterson, Briscoe, Dude Love, Vince McMahon. And what about Stone Cold Steve Austin, eh? He's a beer-swilling fool.
A foul-mouthed Burke.
And only a disgrace for every human being alive today. And he gets cheers.
And he's not going to introduce a bum, and that's all he's going to say.
He usually gets introduced to bums. Oh, anyway, let's stop it now. He does a lot of rear-end work for the Briscoe brothers. Okay, right, let's see the reception of the WWF champion.
And a huge pop for Austin. Everyone is on their feet.
This is one of my favourite matches. Well, I can say it out loud. This is one of my favourite matches as well. Austin versus Dude Love over the edge. Kind of why I picked this pay-per-view. Here comes Austin now.
Not that it fits in with the timeline.
It fits in with the timeline, but we could have done Unforgiven, couldn't we, in April?
We could have done.
But the SOB's out here, 3:16. Like I said, these two men went off at Unforgiven, and it was a great match as well. But this is no disqualification.
And Austin classically going to all four corners. Massive response from everyone.
And Vince does not seem happy by it.
Inside he is, though.
Inside.
Money, 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 money.
And now McMahon wants the WF Championship. He's got to have it, and Austin doesn't want to hand it over. Will this be the last time it will be in the hands of the Rattlesnake?
Well, the numbers certainly are against Austin. It is a 4-on-1 disadvantage for him.
That's what it's all about, folks. WF title.
So it's nothing to do with Austin and Vince.
That's what McMahon said when he lifted it. He hands the title over, and here we go. I think we could say that Austin, firmly Austin fans here.
I'd agree with you on that one, yeah. When you hear the broken glass, Stone Cold is going to whip your ass.
McMahon's going to call for the bell. Wait a minute. And McMahon's face is a picture.
The lights go out, the bells toll. That can only mean one thing.
There is one man who wants to stand up to Vince McMahon. One man who's not intimidated by Vince McMahon, and that is The Undertaker. Not a bad person to have in your corner.
Definitely not, no. We haven't seen him wrestle on tonight's card, so Undertaker is as fresh as a daisy.
And he's there to make sure that the right thing happens here tonight. JR says, no one does pay-per-view like World Wrestling Federation. I think no one does main events like the World Wrestling Federation, probably fair to say.
Yeah.
The explosion there. I just think Austin McMahon, Mick Foley and The Undertaker, so much history.
And Austin seems happy by it. I think I would.
Most definitely, yeah. He certainly is an equaliser to have in your corner.
I know, but McMahon's furious by it, but the match has got to get started.
Come on, fight.
So let's get there, and dude's like, what's going on? And a collar and elbow tie-up to start. This might be a scientific classic.
Oh, both men jockeying for position in the corner. Vince trying to split him up.
Vince said he wants a clean match. Uh-oh.
And Austin tells Vince he's number one.
And my man, just so annoyed by it. It's great. Can't put his hands on the referee.
He can put his fingers up to him.
Dude Love grabs Austin, but Austin pushed him off. Oh.
It's quite a fast count there from the ref.
It wasn't even Austin saying that. Man swallows hard and says, nah, I'm going to count like that all throughout the night. And the Undertaker getting up on the apron. Well, he did chokeslam Vince McMahon on Monday.
And the fans definitely behind Stone Cold.
All it took was one look by Austin at the crowd and they're behind him. Now Austin with a side headlock to Dude.
He lifts the knee to the midsection, goes for another cover. Austin kicking out at one.
Ah. Now side headlock with man trying to count Austin down even though his shoulders aren't.
Quick glance to the Undertaker from McMahon.
Oh, and a back elbow there might knock the teeth out of Dude Love. And a side headlock by Austin, and McMahon's counting Dude's shoulders down, so that's fair enough.
Not as fast as the Austin count, though.
And chanting Vince is dead because the Undertaker's there. But as JR says, Dude and Austin have got a lot of history as well, former champions together.
Both men tying up in the ropes. Austin looking for a clean break, but Dude Love doesn't give him one.
Irish Whip and Austin reverses.
Kick to the midsection. And he just slams Love down to the mat.
And it's Dude's teeth falling out.
And Austin crushes him. Oh.
That would be a nice memento for someone in the crowd. The Dude's already had his teeth knocked out. Now Dude Love with the right hands in the corner to Austin. He's upset about his teeth.
Irish Whip, Austin ducks underneath. Lou Fez press. Starts wailing away with the big right hands. Oh, and then eliminates Dude Love from the run but aggressively.
The way Dude just, throws himself to the ground. It's no wonder he retired early. And Austin going after Dude now. The Undertaker watching on. Right into barricade.
Irish Whip reversal. Throws Austin into the steel steps.
My man basically saying to Dude, come on now. Keep on the attack.
Dude Love bouncing Austin's head off the steel steps.
And 2 years ago in June, not only was Austin winning the King of the Ring in this very arena, but Mankind beat The Undertaker.
Wow, and it was the inception of Austin 316 in this place.
Oh, and a Russian leg sweep by Dude. McMahon's in position.
Only a 2 count, though.
2. Well, let's go. Stone Cold chances. Dude is just biting Austin in the corner. McMahon doing nothing about it.
And an aggressive Irish Whip into the corner. I think Austin might have broken a rib or two.
No, Dude with the elbow drop right on the point of impact that Austin had earlier. Head first into the turnbuckle as well. Irish Whip.
Follows it up with a big knee to the ribs.
And Austin won't stay down. Dude keeps trying to pin him. I think the man's trying to press the Dude into it as well. Just going, quick pressing. Irish Whip to Austin.
Lovely swinging net breaker from Stone Cold.
And now Austin wants Dude up.
Clotheslines him straight back down again. Oh, third time's a charm.
Yeah. Dude gets sent to the top turnbuckle. Now Austin just stomping Dude.
Irish Whip reversed by Dude Love though. Austin tries coming out of a clothesline. Dude ducks it. Locks in the mandible claw.
Oh, mandible claw. It's going to be over.
No, Austin throws him out and traps him head first in the top rope.
And Dude's stuck there, but he's still got the mandible claw in, or the love handle. Oh.
Gets his head free.
Well, that's how near in Germany when his head got caught between the ropes. So he thought he'd try it again.
And the Undertaker, an imposing presence behind McMahon. Vince notices it and kind of scurries away a bit.
Well, I don't know how Dude's up, but he's got Austin. Oh!
Throws him across the Spanish announce table.
And I think he took out Spanish announcer was Hugo Savinovich.
Well, not Big Hugo.
He is. He's down. There he is. He's down. He's blocking himself.
Hugo down.
Oh, and Paterson said it's no disqualification. So it started off as a normal singles match, turned into a no DQ match.
So they're making the rules up as they go then, James?
Well, it looks that way. And McMahon, any possible way of stopping Austin becoming WWF champion. Now, dude's got the cable.
Dude Love is the cable guy.
And he is, and he's choking Stone Cold. And anything goes. Oh, fuck.
But Austin throws him. I think he hits Jerry Briscoe.
Oh, dude took out Jerry. And they get sent into barricade.
And he's mounted Dude Love and the barricade, punching away at the back of Love's head. And then bounces him head first. Clotheslines him into the crowd.
Fucking hell. On the concrete. Austin gets greeted with cheers. And Dude Love there with a sick bump.
And Vince is saying, look, get back into the ring. But Austin refusing.
Well, he just said then done. But Austin hunting down Dude.
Walking all over Briscoe.
The Undertaker just looking on, and Dude gets clothesline again. Dude thrown back in.
And that's why Love is the king of hardcore. Well, mankind is. Or sorry, should I say?
Cactus Jack, whatever you want to call him. Now he's on the second rope. Oh!
Dude Love bounces at. Dude Love's like kind of falls out of the way. Austin bounces off the middle rope.
Briscoe's all right. He's still got the time. Still got time to keep his hammer in his hand. Now here comes Dude.
Baseball slides Austin out of the ring. He's not going to go flying, is he?
No, here comes Dude. Running up to Austin.
Oh, that was a terrible swinging neck breaker.
Looked more like a fucking half diamond cutter on Austin. But on the cold concrete floor. What's McMahon telling Paterson now?
So it's a no DQ, Falls Count Anywhere match.
And JR is going absolutely mental on commentary.
It's a travesty.
And Dude now going to go try and backslide Austin. And only a 2 count.
2.
Now Dude stomping away, maybe shucking and jiving a little bit. Well, he works well, Falls Count Anywhere.
And Austin straight back up to his feet, runs towards Love like a steam train. Takes him down.
Oh my God, now he's got Dude. Here comes Austin, another huge clothesline.
Oh, gets backdropped, his feet shatter the window.
Then his head hits the concrete. The hazard lights have come on, which is good. Going for the cover. Oh.
But Austin managing to kick out.
Oh. Well, McMahon is giving Dude Love every possible way to win this match. He gets sent into the bonnet. Going for the cover on there. McMahon getting more and more frustrated.
Austin fighting back to the crowd's delight, but gets stopped in his track by Dude.
Dude run into Austin.
And he gets face planted onto the back of a car.
Now Austin going for the cover. And McMahon was counting there, so fair play to him, but Dude got the shoulder up at 2.
2.
And the Undertaker's come out for shenanigans.
So's Briscoe with a ring bell and hammer.
And what is he doing there? And Dude gets slammed on the car. And now Austin's got Dude. And they're on top of that car. And there's a lamppost there that Austin's using. Stunner! Oh!
No, Austin gets pushed over the bonnet of a car and hits the concrete below.
Oh, Dude saves himself.
Austin went face first, right over the edge.
Hey, and now Dude's on the car.
Oh, sunset flip. 1, 2. Oh, but Austin managing to kick out.
I don't think Dude can believe this and sends Austin into barricade. We see a replay of the bump, and now what has Dude got in his hand?
He's got a big pole.
He's got a huge metal pole. And he's going to use it on Stone Cold. Oh, right in the back of Austin.
And bounces his head off the boot of the car.
But Austin fighting back. Oh, look at Austin. He might be busted open, but he's pissed off now. He's going to go for a pile driver on Dude.
No, Dude with the backdrop stopping Austin in his tracks. Goes for the cover. 1, 2.
No.
Oh, only getting a 2 count.
2. Now Dude Love might attempt to suplex himself.
Catches it.
McMahon saying go for the cover and Dude say no. Where the hell's Dude Love going?
Is he just walking away? No, he's climbing on top of the car.
Oh my God. That's where Austin was thrown off earlier.
And what is Dude going to do? Not an elbow. Oh!
Austin rolls out of the way. Dude Love elbows the concrete floor.
No, Austin go for the cover.
Vince, I think he was thinking about counting a bit slower, but with the Undertaker's presence, he was scared into it.
And now Austin kicking Dude all the way back down to ringside.
Throws Dude into the steel steps.
Throws Dude back in. Austin busted wide open. One of the best guys to be busted wide open as well, isn't it? Always looked good on him. Crimson Mask by Stone Cold. Looking out Dude on the second rope. Oh, Paterson grabs Austin leg.
Long enough distraction for Dude Love to get back on it.
Oh, Dude hits a clothesline.
Now he's just punching away at Austin's busted open head.
Oh, now Dude exposes the turnbuckle.
Bounces Austin's head off the corner.
There's trouble on Dude now. Just focusing on the head. And now look at this. Cactus forearms in the corner. Sets him up for the knee.
Oh, boom. Runs in with a big knee.
Looks out.
For a second time, Dude Love bounces Austin's head off the exposed turnbuckle.
But he's not gone for the cover. He's just trying to hurt Austin. Austin getting back to his feet now, fighting with everything he's got.
Some elbows, some big right hands. Oh, but no.
Third time lucky for Dude. Sends him into the exposed turnbuckle. Oh.
Austin still managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. And I thought that was it then. And Dude, what's he want? He wants a steel chair. Oh, chair to the midsection.
And straight across the back.
Now Dude's going to set him up. Double arm DDT on the chair. That is it. We got a new champ. 1, 2. Oh!
How the hell did he manage to get his shoulder up? But Austin did kick out.
Dude can't believe it, and he's got the chair. One more shot for Austin. Oh!
Dude was running along with a chair. Austin got his foot up, and the chair went straight into Dude Love's face.
Then a wicked clothesline downs Dude. Austin's got the chair. Uh-oh, batter up. Austin nearly hits himself in the face.
Straight across the cranium with a steel chair.
And McMahon is not counting. JR can't believe it, and he didn't. He thinks this is over, and he didn't count.
I thought that's why the Undertaker was there.
Well, if you don't count, you're made. Oh! Dude trying to hit Austin. Austin dodged. McMahon is out.
Austin, stunner.
Stun him on Dude. That's it. Come on, someone count. Here comes the referee.
Coming.
Mike Chioda. 1, 2. Oh. Patterson, what are you doing? Knocking out the referee.
The Undertaker's not really keeping matters above board.
No, mandible claw by Dude Love, and he's got Austin. This is going to be it. Patterson's in. He's going to act as an official. He's going for the cover.
And Austin pulling Patterson out.
Patterson's in trouble. Caught by the throat. No!
He gets chokeslammed through the announce table.
Oh my God!
Dude Love with the cover.
This is going to help him. Here comes Briscoe. 1, 2. Oh no, Briscoe!
No. Is he going to go for a ride?
Not the second stooge! No! Oh. Dude's up. He's got a mandible claw still in Austin.
Oh, kick to the midsection. Or kick low blow. Stunner.
Stunner. Referee's not there. Austin's got McMahon. McMahon's out. Austin going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Austin does it. And by McMahon's hand, he counts a 3 for Austin retaining here tonight. Thanks in part to The Undertaker, who just chokeslammed Patterson and Briscoe through an announce table.
Oh, hell yeah.
What about that for a main event match, Dan?
That was absolutely brilliant. Compared to the shower of shite we've had for the rest of the card.
My favourite matches, and I'm glad it still holds up to this day. Basically had everything you want in a main event match.
Most definitely, yeah. Get that man a beer.
Well, a brilliant way to end. And Undertaker looks on, and he knows he wants to face Austin down the road. But my man tonight gets faulted by Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're not finished yet between Undertaker, but we have finished this one. Unbelievable stuff, Dan. Wow, what a great main event that was, and that kind of saved for me the whole show, if you know what I mean. But we will go back as Austin lifts the WWF Championship. Wow, what an end for a pay-per-view as well. It makes you feel good about yourself, doesn't it? It's like, wow, that's fucking really good.
It does, yeah.
Anyway, so let's go back. Match 1 is LAD versus DOA. Dan, what are your thoughts and score?
That was absolutely awful. There was nothing special about the match whatsoever. Nothing stood out. These, LOD, I think they're getting past it now. And as for DOA, they never had it to get past it. So I gave that a 2.5.
Yeah, I gave that a 2 out of 5 as well.
No, 2.5.
What, 2.5, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave that 2 out of 5. I think you're being too nice. It was a shit shambles and nothing to really save it by Len. Let's just see a replay of Austin get knocked out. There you go. Puts his finger up at Austin and then gets hit by the chair.
Yes, so up next we had a singles match. Jeff Jarrett with Tennessee Lee versus Steve Blackman.
There's Paterson going to get choked down by the Undertaker. I want him to do that announce table. He nearly killed him. And then, dude, thought he had it. Oh, stunner by Austin's hand. My God.
By Vince McMahon's hand.
By Vince McMahon's hand. Austin said he would get the win. So match 2, Blackman versus Jeff Jarrett. I mean, this was a contender for match of the night for me. I think these two men just worked so well together, We kind of had the feud before with Tennessee Lee getting involved, costing Blackman. No, I'm joking. The match was, again, awful. 2 out of 5.
Yes, all I've got is poor to me as well.
Match 3, Mero versus Sable.
Yes, it was an interesting bit of storytelling. I really didn't expect to see such a competitive match between these two. But I think it was probably the right way to do that, and I gave that a 2.5 out of 5. I think it was just mainly for the storytelling.
Yeah, no, I gave that 3 out of 5. Like I said, it wasn't a match, it was just a story, and I think Mero come across as an arsehole when you felt sorry for Sable, so I think the angle worked. Match 4, Tyneside versus Bradshaw and Taka. I quite enjoyed this. Like I said, I think Tyneside are quite a good team in themselves. It's just a shame Bradshaw's involved in it, but I think the match was quite cool. I gave that 3.5 out of 5.
I gave that a 3 out of 5. It was a vast improvement on the first 3 matches we saw.
Match 5 was
Rock Farouk.
Rock versus Farouk.
Yes, heel Rock was portrayed. It's something, you don't see it that often. He was always on the back burner throughout a majority of the match. Managed to save himself by getting his bottom foot on the rope. Then won it by having both feet on the top turnbuckle, with a pinfall victory. I gave that a 3 and, good heel Rock. I
gave that 2.5. Weird finish, and I was expecting more for such a grudge match. Another grudge match, match 6. I think this offered more. I think we saw more of it, that they really disliked each other. Even though, why was a mask on the line when Vader had no physical scars at all? Why don't you just add something to it or do something like that? Because otherwise it's pointless. You just want Kane to lose. Well, I gave that 3 out of 5.
I gave that a 3.5 out of 5. I thought Kane looked good. Yeah. He looked really strong and, he looked really hard to beat. A good monster heel.
DX versus Nation.
Again, it wasn't a terrible match. It was, I think, all 6 men in the ring had very good chemistry together. They all worked really well. Nation as a team, DX as a team, and, with the enforcers on the outside as well. It was, there was a lot. I do like a good bit of melee when you're coming towards the end of a 6-man tag as well. And I gave that a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave that 3 3/4. Just because I like the untapped potential in the match. I mean, the match, give or take, we could have seen that on Raw, but with The Rock involved in a kind of Nation DX thing, I think that'd be cool. Main event, match 8, Austin versus Dude. I mean, this is one of my favourite ones. I do love it. It's a proper kind of balls out WF title match, and this kind of summed up Austin brilliantly. You know, busted open and doing all this weird shit. And credit must go to Dude Love to take the amount of bumps that he takes in this match to make Austin look good. And I think the way they used the cars and the set was brilliant. The way that they moved through the fans, and that closing bit with Undertaker chokeslamming Paterson Briscoe for the announce table, and Austin, of course, using McMahon. I think it's just a really well-told story. I think top marks. I think this is the difference now between WCW and WWE, where the main event is not only delivering in match, but storyline as well, where I don't think WCW is. So I gave that 5 out of 5. I think it's just fantastic, Dan.
I gave that a 5 as well, and I just all I had was perfect. It had everything you needed in a match for Austin, who's clearly the baby face, to go and have the odds stacked against him. We did have a sort of an equaliser in the Undertaker at ringside, but the Undertaker didn't get involved in Austin's favour.
Yeah.
And I think Vince and his heel characters portrayed really well in it as well. And yeah, it's one of their matches. Both these guys had a brilliant chemistry. And yeah, it was just great.
Yeah, and you want to know what's going to be the fallout from this, what McMahon's going to do to get back at Austin. And like I said, that look between the Undertaker and Austin as well, it's kind of like, yeah, we're going to meet down the road. And we are on the road, we are on the highway to hell when it comes to those two meeting each other. And I think it's just really well done. But rating for pay-per-view, I've got to say that apart from the main event match, they all work. I could replace most of these matches here. And we'll see that as actually the era progresses about the mid-card and the lower-card talent improving. So I've got to give it 7.5 out of 10.
Well, it was in part saved by that main event, but I think, the other bits of storytelling in there was quite entertaining as well. The Mark Mero Sable saga, what's going to happen with Sable? Will she ever return? You've got The Rock and Farouk. Will there be any backlash from Farouk? Because, The Rock did win under dastardly circumstances. And I'd like to see the Nation and DX fight progress and, have the two leaders involved in it as well, and I'd like to see X-Pac wrestle in there as well. So I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8. I think that's fair enough, So that is basically it for the pay-per-view. And, of course, we'll be doing the same every month. And next month, it's a biggie because usually we swap between WWE and WCW, but we're not. On the next WWE vs WCW in June, we will be watching King of the Ring 1998, which features arguably the greatest match / moment in WWE history with what happens there. So we're watching that in its entirety for the first time ever on the WNR podcast. And of course, next month as well, we've got so many questions to answer. Like you said, with the DX and the Nation, and over on Nitro as well. Wolfpack Sting, will he join the Wolfpack?
Will Sting join the Wolfpack?
Exactly. And there's lots of other questions as well. Goldberg's undefeated streak, and lots of other stuff. So it's all good. Anything else about today's episode, Dan?
Nope.
So that is it from part 2. WNR160, and it's WNR for June, the W Network review for the month of June. We'll be looking back basically the past month anyway, all the new content and 205 Live and NXT update. But until then, you can follow us on Twitter at WWE Network Review or
at Vince McMahon, WWE.
I'm at J_Rollins across all the Google platforms, WWE Network Review on Google+. Send us an email at WNRpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. You can come and find our page and give us a like with the WWE Network Review podcast, or you can come and find me and add me as a friend. I'm Vince McMahon.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, WWE Network Review Podcast. We've got clips up there, and podcasts got the same time to do other places like SoundCloud
on your phone.
Don't forget to subscribe to our music maker Diddley on SoundCloud. We're on Spreaker Radio, so we've got NXT Chicago 2 live next month. Also Stitcher Radio and iTunes, where you can download, subscribe, rate and review there. But that is it. I have been James Rollins, and as always joined by
Dan White.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and bye.
Bye.